Welcome to the next episode of the League of Extremely Ordinary Gentlemen. No time for a fancy intro because we got a full show. We're getting a late start.
We are. That's my fault because I was trying to add something fun and silly, and it didn't work, and I failed. So.
And you had, what, all day to put this together?
Well, I had a lot of other things to do today.
I know you did.
So.
I'm teasing. You do a fine job, Cyrus. We love you.
Thank you.
Speaking of Cyrus, I'm Leon, and there's Cyrus here helping me as my co-pilot.
Hello.
And to my left, there's the venerable
Harris.
He's not venerable. He's practically brand new.
Come on, it's been at least a year.
That's brand new.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Bo.
Yes.
Who's next to him?
Who's old. Old as the hills.
And welcome, and I want to happily welcome back to the program the First Lady of Leog.
It's Allison.
Hey.
Yay! Woohoo! Thank you guys for showing up. We got
That was so enthusiastic. Listen to that. Woohoo!
Hey, man.
I love you. I was just twiddling dials. Okay.
That's what she said.
Yes, Cyrus, you can't represent, you can't respect.
I am full of respect. She knows. She knows.
You're certainly...
When y'all are talking about
knows.
silly stuff, we're like
Yes,
over
you
here
can-
talking about you.
You can
Yeah,
bet the
yeah.
bank on it. When it comes to respect, Cyrus is full of it.
Okay, well, I did get handed that one on a silver platter, so thanks.
Yes, you
Whackity
did.
schmackity doo.
A great show last week, guys. Had a great time. A lot of good comments.
Was it because I don't really remember the second half of it? I was so drunk.
Were you really?
I was
We did a
wasted.
podcast?
You know what, dude? I totally think that you put me in charge just so you could get drunk at these now.
No, I actually okay, to be fair, every once in a while I do drink more, but generally speaking, I've been pretty good lately. And it's because I go out drinking the night before.
I think part of it was the challenge. Yeah, we put together a podcast. All of us are stone cold sober. None of us really drink. Why? We can fix that.
Well, I always say to like the Geek Bombast guys when they're like, "No, you guys drank while you're recording," and we're like, "You don't." Well, I gotta wonder, why do you do a podcast?
Sorry. Boy, what a great segue that I didn't even have planned. You were on the Geek Bombast episode, and by the way, you did a fantastic job, I thought.
Oh, you listened to it, okay?
I did. Although, you know what? Like they never use profanity on their show.
I know, and I'm just cussing up a storm.
And you were cussing up a storm, and I swear I could hear Rob's neck muscles tighten. Not Rod.
Rod, yeah.
Every time you did that.
What's funny, they didn't say a thing about it, and it wasn't.
Did they
until-
tell you that you could before?
I didn't even ask.
Oh, you didn't ask?
I just went into it that way. In fact, we had laughed about it during our podcast because they had said something like, "Man, y'all cuss a lot during your podcast." And then after we were all done, I was like, "Oh, I just realized I was saying fuck like every other word." He's like, "Trust me, it's one of those things like they had some big live thing at some point, and whoever they interviewed was saying fuck constantly, and before that they'd always been totally clean, and then from then on I was like, you know what are you gonna do? Somebody says fuck, somebody says fuck. So
yeah, but somebody says fuck, punctuates fuck, like every sentence with fuck. That's kind of different.
As the shaman of this tribe, I am proud of Cyrus's mission to send fuck to the other geek tribes in the internet. Let fuck flow across the internet, vast and mighty though they may be.
Yeah, send fuck through.
it's true. I
And
bet
then
you.
pay it forward.
Yeah.
Or if you wish, fuck it forward.
Fuck it forward. Amen.
Fuck it sideways, I say.
Wow.
That's just
Take
disgusting.
that.
And that's just to get the
Geek
ball
No, it
rolling.
is not. As the shaman, I say, fucking in all directions is all right.
Within the first 10 minutes, huh? All right. So much for those.
Leog
those
doesn't
sponsors.
approve of such antics.
Well, I just felt like, you know what? If I was in their arena, I would have showed them more respect.
No, they were totally cool. But I when we did start, I said, "Is there anything that's off limits?" They said, "No, absolutely not." I mean, they didn't know what that would mean. I mean, I could have easily taken it somewhere else. I mean, because you know me, I
like
can
the old-
when I start talking about like eating afterbirth and stuff like that and things, which I'm known to do, not actually eat it but talk about it.
No, it's the old joke about the priest and it's just the nun and they're like, oh father, we caught the fucking fish, and the priest is like, oh, we caught fucking fish, and finally they get to the pope's like, this is the fucking fish, father, and the pope says, you assholes are all right.
Sorry for assuming that joke. I gotta say, man, you do it great. Not that Bo's bad.
Yeah.
But you do it great.
Well,
but I just love that that the whole like, oh no, Mr. Clay, I'm sure that the Shriners love comedians. And how'd you get the middle name Dice anyway?
No, Mr. Bruce, the veterans of foreign wars love satire.
No, that happened
Feel
to
free
me.
to hold sway.
That happened to me, but I thought they said they loved chlamydia. And so I just went off on my whole venereal disease routine, which is not appropriate for all audiences, to say the least.
Oh, B. Arthur smells like bacon bread. I'm just saying. Whoa!
I thought pus jokes fell under toilet humor. I didn't know. All right.
Well, they're a great group of guys, and
Yeah.
I enjoyed having them here.
Sure.
We're absolutely fucking sorry we inflicted fucking Cyrus on you.
On the plus side, enjoy your new explicit tag.
Right?
iTunes the next day is don't come in. The door is locked. Hello, honey? Hello?
Our plan worked. It worked.
There were so many great comments from last week, and I was hoping to get a
Next up, the Nerdist.
a really good allow me to retort out of it. But instead, I got this other email that I wanted to read. And it's from a guy called Michael Churchill. It's titled, Shout Out to Leog. Hey, man, I have an idea for a film for Spill.com. But because I live in a very small Caribbean country where movie making and acting isn't particularly of public interest, I want to collaborate with members on the site to piece these ideas together. Could you please put a shout out on Leog asking if anyone is interested in helping me make this short helping me make this short, contact my page. The idea is sort of a mockumentary behind the music story of the rise and fall of Spill.com. And I need people who think they can act out the talent. You, Carlisle, blah, 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 blah. See, I appreciate the
Did
help.
you just say talent and Carlisle in the same sentence?
Usually when they're reading out the
when you have
emails.
1,000 monkeys on an island with typewriters.
All right, motherfucker. Well, the next fucking words better be to be or fucking not to be.
Usually you should highlight the good parts, I'm just saying.
I know. Well, I wanted to read most of his message.
Yada, yada. Jesus, this guy goes on and on. Get to the point, why don't you?
Homeboy's making a movie. All you Leog-ites out there, help a brother out.
Michael Churchill. But that brought me to I wanted to talk about what we're going to do. Like, Spill.con is coming.
Yes,
Which is a whole, it's a like last time it was a 1-day thing that we turned into a 3-day thing. Now it is officially a 3-day, events and party. And even though it's not listed on the flyer currently, Leog will have something.
Yeah, we will. We are organizing something for that Sunday from noon to 4 at a place that Bo hooked us up with.
Yes, just do a Google search for Leog, Independence, and Bastard Stepchild, and then you should find it fine. Oh wait, where is it? No, it's going to be at the Indie Lounge in downtown Austin on the east side of I-35, and it's going to be going on Sunday afternoon, and we are going to blow it the hell out, guys. We've got a 35-foot projection screen, and we are going to blow your minds.
Yeah,
We've got a copy behind the green door that's just been aching to see me.
We will be showing you. We'll be doing like we did the trivia last year. Well, last year was Hollywood Squares. This year it's Seen It. So we're doing
work.
our own homemade version.
yeah,
Before
and
you
if
said
you
it, I was
guys-
thinking Pictionary, but hey.
If you guys raise enough demand, the ladies of Leog will be dressing up for your pleasure.
Yes, and addressing down.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa.
Well,
wait, what?
Wait a
You-
minute. I thought
we
they were
talked
already
about
dressing
this
up.
earlier.
I think the demand will
Well-
bring the dressing
And
down.
I'm encouraging all the male members to dress up as well.
So
We had planned.
I've got a poison ivy costume
Yeah.
that'll look great on me.
yeah, Allison, what do you guys got planned?
Well, we
that
had
you can
plans,
tease?
and then we weren't sure what we were gonna do, and it was kind of iffy, and we're like, maybe we won't, because we thought it was gonna be we were just gonna be at the general,
No. Hey,
the bar
we're taking
in
care of you girls.
fucking costumes, and we thought, that's maybe not so much. So I don't know if it's back on. You need to let us know, because
It's
we've
back
got,
on
It
like
is
Donkey
way
Kong,
back on,
sweetheart.
yeah.
All right.
The men of Leog have stepped up.
What Kristen
for
didn't tell you?
girls.
Because Kristen and I are putting together this whole trivia show to get ourselves. We're
Right.
in there building all the
Yes.
stuff for it. So
and
she's
it's gonna be awesome.
she's so excited about this. I'm like, calm down, Kristen, calm down. It'll be all right. We gotta do it now.
And I am
that part
ordering a
is good.
stripper pole.
Okay. All right. Fine.
It'll just be there.
I'll get
Just in
sewing
case.
now.
They'll
We're
be
not
they'll just be there. It'll be there.
No
with,
one's
with, with,
saying-
with a case
Disclaimer:
of vodka.
they
And
may,
then-
there
What
may or
happens.
may not be a stripper pole.
And then
at the
later
right
that
part.
night, you guys can ice my black eye and
Sure.
take me to the hospital for stitches, because
What-
I will hurt myself.
Will you? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that part of the act though?
Maybe.
Yeah, because that sounds kind of
Dude,
hot.
that's just a fight she's gonna get into with Jason.
But yeah, we'll also be premiering the first footage anyone will see of stuff from the new side projects a lot of us are doing. So that I'm not going to name on the show.
No.
Yeah.
We'll wait till. Hey, man, if you're coming, you get a big surprise. You know what?
Yeah.
It's like
It's
going to
gonna be
Comic-Con.
Yeah.
If you go, you get to see all the new stuff ahead of everybody else.
It's going to be awesome. You're going to get to ask us questions directly there about the show beyond the recording of the thing yourself. There's going to be gourmet food there from the old drummer
I know, man. I can't believe
of,
that.
of
I'm
Leon
excited.
when we
I'm
were
going
starting
for
to
the
build
food.
a band.
I don't even care about the trivia. I just want the food.
Yeah.
Make no mistake, if you do not show up at this point, you will be one of the millions of spillions who will just be weeping that you are not here at the birth of a new fucking generation. It is the place to be at Spill.com. I'm just saying. There we go.
Wow. That's a sound bite and a half.
I know. Now
You know, I wasn't planning on going, but now I'm excited.
Hey, we got.
By the way, Harris, you're not invited.
Oh, like that's ever stopped me.
Yeah, that never stopped him.
He's the bouncer. What are you talking about? He was working for free.
No, we're putting you and Peter in the sound booth.
This guy's a master disguise.
Which
Hey,
actually reminds me, all of you who've been messaging Peter and talking about how excited you are to see him, $10 says I'll point you right to him.
No doubt. I will. You know what? I'll say, man, you see that hot girl over there? She wants like 3 minutes of heaven with you in that closet, Peter. Really? Yeah, go on in there. I'll send her in. But it won't be that hot girl. It'll be you.
So bring your ugly friends to Spill.com and invent a new party game.
And prepare to laugh.
Hey, real quick before I move on to news, do we have a Nakado update?
Just that he's gonna be here soon. I'll be picking him up from the airport, and it'll be great. I really look forward to. I mean, I hope everybody takes time to like say, okay, I'm coming to pick up Nakado today to take him around because he's here for like I think 4 or 5 days.
4 or 5 days?
Yeah, something like that. I don't
That's
have
pretty
access to my
awesome.
calendar right this second, but yeah.
We'll take care of him.
Well, we got to have one night where we get him
I
ridiculously
am
drunk.
gonna
Well, we gotta-
surround
All
that
I'm saying-
motherfucker with so many dead hookers, you will not be able to count them.
The guy
And
I know
Bo's
he
busting him out of
works-
his special stash, too.
I know he works at a karaoke place, but come on, we've got to all go out and do drunken karaoke.
Well,
Yes.
sure we will, but you don't think he'll be sitting around going, oh, this is so lame.
Not with
Dude,
a liquor.
I'm a
Not
bar.
with us.
Hello, I'm a bartender. I still like to fucking drink.
Okay. Okay, good point.
And I'm never mind.
To be fair, he works there. It's not like they're all called. The customer's like, hey, man, why don't you come into the room and sing with us? I seriously doubt that happens.
Wait, don't the karaoke people do that a lot, though?
I don't think so.
No?
Yeah.
I've been to some karaoke places where, like, the person who hosts gets up and sings
Well,
every
no, no,
fourth song.
You know, Leon, I don't know the answer to that, but for purposes of moving us along, I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
never
yeah.
happens.
Yes.
Fair
It
enough.
never has happened in the history of time.
Absolutely.
Fair enough.
You dreamed it.
All right. So let's get on to a little bit of news before we jump into everything
Okay.
else that's going on. I wanted to kick us off with something Cyrus brought up. I think you brought this up earlier.
What was that?
For some reason, there's a big deal about the fact that Megan Fox is not going to be in Transformers 3.
Okay.
Ugh.
No, and all right, somebody asked me on my Facebook Cyrus from Spill fan page about it. It's like, so who do you think should be, who should replace her, and what do you think the
Does it
deal is?
matter?
Yeah, I said, who gives a shit?
Who should be in this movie that you don't care at all about?
Sasha Grey, move on.
The Transformers movies suck. They suck so bad.
See, here's the thing. She's caught a lot of flack for saying the movie sucked, but everybody said the movie
No,
sucked.
that's not really why she's not on here. And if you ask me, it's because she flat out compared Michael Bay to Hitler. She said he was like his own.
I do that all the time.
She said, well, yes, but you don't work for Michael Bay.
Michael Bay kept Scarlett Johansson from getting her tits out in the island. He is like Hitler.
Thank you.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying if you're working for a guy, you probably don't want to go to the national press and say it. That's all.
Dude,
Okay.
what? So he annexed the Sudetenland and invaded Poland. I don't think we should be leaping to
No, well, okay.
conclusions
Now here's the thing.
about the
It's
guy.
like, okay, she's bad because you don't talk about a director when he's your bread and butter and all. But now her
She's a-
co-star Shia LaBeouf.
No, see, I was looking. You said something about Shia said something, and I couldn't find any reference to that.
Oh, dear.
It's on the Huffington Post, actually.
What did he
No,
say?
he didn't just say something. I want to read some of this.
Okay, I want to hear
And,
that.
and
He
he
didn't go
came out.
that
He
far
was
along.
at Cannes. He just came out and said, "I feel like they dropped the ball on." He was talking about Indiana Jones.
He was talking about Crystal Skull, and he said
Yeah.
they dropped the ball. That's really as bad as it got.
Oh, okay.
yeah. Let's see.
And
yes, they
If I
did.
was going to do it twice, my career over. Let's see. So this was fight or flight for me. Let's see. you get to monkey swinging and things like that, and you can blame it on the writer and you can blame it on Steven Spielberg, but the actor's job is to make it come alive and make it work, and I couldn't do it, so that's my fault. I think the audience is pretty intelligent. I think they know when you've made bullshit, and I think that if you don't acknowledge it, then why do they trust you next time you're promoting a movie? Oh, okay, so a lot of it was him, like, he's out promoting the new Wall Street movie, the sequel, and they're doing a mea culpa,
Which
like,
is odd because it's gonna suck too.
yeah,
But
but he's like, hey, I know, okay, you guys probably don't believe me after Transformers and Indiana Jones, but I knew those movies sucked. Yeah, without boring the audience with going on, he talks about both movies, and even like when somebody says like, you don't think Steven Spielberg's gonna be a kind of myth that you talked about? He's like, oh no, me and Steve are buddies. It's cool, I'm sure. So I would like to have a moment of silence for Shia LaBeouf's career.
Yeah.
Did he? You know what? His whole career was totally manufactured and artificial. Anyway, he was the Crystal Pepsi of actors. You know,
really was.
he just was like forced
shit.
on us. Nobody asked for him. He really wasn't all that great to begin with. And you know what? In 10 years, people are gonna be like, wow, there was a Shia LaBeouf.
Well, I would stick up for him to say the kid always showed potential. He was on this shitty Disney Channel show, Even Stevens, for a long time, where he was a comedy relief. And as those things go, he actually was, somewhat funny.
yeah, he's like if Screech actually had a brain
Yes,
and made
exactly.
a movie career out of it.
And then he did the greatest game ever played, which I was like, wow, I love this. As sports movies go, it's one of my favorites, and he's really good in it. So he had some chops.
I don't think he's untalented.
But you're absolutely right. Like, they decided, okay, he's the boy, he's our it boy.
Yeah.
He's the one we're gonna push. We're gonna put him in these movies. He's a nice kid. I don't know if he's Jewish.
I
He
mean,
looks Jewish, but
Yeah.
a nice Jewish
This
kid.
may be an attempt on his part to step out of that box. And I don't think it's necessarily the most intelligent thing to burn that particular bridge, but who knows?
Yeah, but you gotta
maybe
go
he's
with-
gonna start showing up in indies.
You got to
that's
go
what
like,
you have
so
to do.
what else do you got, dude? It's like, all right, so like they've been pushing you so hard to be this type of thing, and I'm not sure that you have another direction you're really strong
the
in.
thing,
guy you go
the
to.
thing to bring to bear in this conversation is Shia LaBeouf never has to work again, ever.
No, he could retire right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And I wish he would.
I mean,
have
the
to-
thing is, I'm sorry,
He'll
Allison,
just
go ahead.
have to Pulp Fiction it. He'll have to get into some kind of cool, groovy,
Right.
pseudo indie experience, and everybody will go, "Oh, he's relevant."
Yeah, but you have to
So-
disappear for 10 years.
Yeah,
first.
until then, he's always got a career. So long as directors need a guy who can be in a movie, go no.
That is kind of
Which there always could be that a need for that. But like, okay, Megan Fox burns her bridge with Michael Bay. But Michael Bay, I mean, how many times was he going to use her? And he didn't really use her that well in Transformers 2.
That's well, I didn't even see Transformers 2, and
there's-
Carlisle, by the way, still haven't seen it, still not going to.
I mean,
just saying,
the
I don't
thing
have
is-
any interest.
But the thing is, like, okay, everything that you see her in Transformers 1, you're like, man, this chick is hot. If I had her for a second movie, I would really focus on that. It doesn't. I mean, I could see her being frustrated with that. And burning your bridge with Michael Bay, if you have talent, if you don't, whatever, you might have a ways to go. But Spielberg's one of those Scorsese guys who uses the same people over and over.
Yeah.
Not the guy to piss off.
No, and Michael Bay is no Spielberg, right? I mean,
Exactly.
it's like, okay, so you got a job on a couple of Michael Bay films. He's not going to keep working with you for the rest of his life, and even if he is, you'll always be that actor who worked in those terrible Michael Bay films.
Right.
Spielberg, even at his worst, you still go, well, he's still a master craftsman.
Exactly.
He still knows exactly what he's doing.
He's still capable, but okay, two things to bear in mind. Shia LaBeouf wasn't wrong. He actually called it really well.
No.
And certainly I myself, were I in this position, would not be fucking with that particular bridge. But I also think, even though Spielberg does, use a chattel of actors, I don't think it's necessarily going to kill his career. I really
It
don't.
might not.
Because
No.
Spielberg does not strike me as being vindictive enough to be like, all right, well, nobody hired this guy.
Yeah.
No. He doesn't. I mean, we don't know him at all.
I mean, he may be.
All we know is a Hollywood persona.
No, think
and he
about
might not
it.
be like the person who has a grudge, like, don't hire him. But
if this guy was like an Adobe developer saying like, hey, fuck Steve Jobs, who cares? That would be one thing.
Have you ever seen the documentary about the making of Jaws?
no.
Okay, it's one of the best documentaries ever made about the making of a film, and the last 2 versions of the DVD have come out and have it on it. But there's lots of talk in there about how much trouble that robot shark gave them, and it was nothing but trouble the whole production, to the point where Spielberg actually said, "Well, that's the end of my career at the end of it." But you know what? He went on to cast that shark in more movies.
Did he? Wait.
Even years later, he got to eat Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh,
in
dude,
it.
I know the shark
That guy
kept working.
kept working.
But he didn't keep working on
That shark is half of the Republic Senate.
It is. It's
You know,
true.
if you look around the room.
I'm just thinking Spielberg's gonna like not excommunicate him, but do the blow off.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
hey Steve, you know what? We need to get to lunch to talk about this script. Yeah, Shy. You know what? I got to go to Rome to do this thing, but I'll totally get back with you.
Best
and then
thing-
6 months later, dude, you didn't call me. Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry. Nancy was supposed to.
Yeah.
And then just
Well, Shia making this mistake is the best thing that happened to Steven Spielberg, if you ask me. It is, because I think he's a mediocre actor. He's not untalented, but is he like a Spielberg leading man? No, he certainly is not. And as far as Megan Fox goes, it costs so much money to CG out her thumbs in those movies.
Stop it with the thumbs. Hey,
What?
you guys are all like, oh, her thumbs are gross. I would never have sex with her. Bullshit.
She's got feet for hands.
I know, it's weird. It's just, that's kind of hot when you say it like that, though.
Yeah, I used to say like, oh man, you know what, teeth are all about. A girl has to have perfect teeth. Until a girl with one crooked tooth was into me who was hot, and I was like, teeth, whatever.
You use this situation a lot that like, well, you say that, but you totally have sex with it, and you're absolutely right. If I was still fucking 25, but I'm not, and you know what turns me off about Megan Fox? It's not her hideous toe hands. What turns me off about Megan Fox is the bullshit that comes out of her mouth.
Yeah.
She's an annoying bitch.
And how many people have worked with her have come out and said,
I will tell you,
crude.
if I was single and she walked up to me in a bar, yes, I would.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But that is neither here nor there. Would I choose her for a mate? Would I want to have a meaningful relationship with her? No. And do I want to see any more movies with her? No, I don't fucking
the thing
want
is, like,
to.
she's been reported by people who work with her that she's dumb as a bag of rocks. This is all alleged, but a lot of people have come across
like,
saying
I'm sorry,
she's really
I
hard to
have
work
blown-
with. She's a prima donna.
That means I don't have to work that hard?
It may shock you.
Look, I hate to take it there,
wait,
but
Leon.
if some of the bullshit come out of her mouth is my penis, I'm okay with it.
Dude, Leon, this may shock you, but I have blown off beautiful women because they are dumb fucking bitches.
Dude, shock doesn't
All
even
the fucking
cover
time.
what I feel about what you just said.
Now, and the one thing that really keeps her going.
I want to call Leonard Nimoy in
Well,
here
hey,
to do an
you know,
search
it's like,
on that legend you just spun.
If Joseph fucking Goebbels was Leni Riefenstahl, a hot fucking woman.
I'm sorry,
and she was
Diz Miller, repeat that
dude,
again.
I totally want to have sex with you, but by the way, I hate all niggers and Jews. I'd be like, you know what? I don't really want to stick my cock in you. Go fuck yourself.
But
Bye.
look, I've got this bottle of scotch. Well, all of a sudden, yeah, maybe those Jews do need to go.
Oh, yeah, I mean, enough scotch and I'll hate everyone.
Wow, that's
We went there. I told you. You owe me $50.
You're absolutely right.
But yeah, getting back to the one part of her popularity is that she has managed to pull the great trick of convincing nerds that she's a fellow nerd because she was in Transformers and
Oh,
because
no,
she was
she's not
supposed to
at
be in
all.
Aspen and she's going to be in Jonah Hex.
Yeah.
What she did was she sat down there with a Wikipedia article, memorized a couple of key phrases to drop at Comic-Con, and convinced everybody she's part of the tribe. She's not. She looks down on you. She's also
I would make
really
I would
dumb.
make that same claim. I don't think she's dumb, but I'd make that same claim of what's her name, Olivia Munn. She's not a geek. I'll fucking eat my hat if she's a geek. That's all bullshit. She's a model who's a talented comedic actress because she is genuinely funny, but she
Acting.
doesn't know the first thing about geek stuff.
But yeah,
It's
with
all
Megan,
just
Megan
script.
Fox, you can replace her with any porn starlet that comes down the line that looks exactly like her.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was having great tits and telling you she likes Spider-Man comics.
It's true. The devil is basically a geeky porn star.
You guys just wait. In Jonah Hex, she's gonna turn all of you around.
Because all the advanced word is real positive on that one. Doesn't it look great?
Is it bad?
It's pretty bad.
I have such heartbreak I cannot describe. Words fail. Go to next subject.
Next subject.
Next story.
Next story. I wanted to jump back to comics real quick to talk about Blackest Night. I just found a thing about the numbers on how well this whole Blackest Night, Brightest Day event.
It's one of the
has
best-selling
done.
events ever.
Oh yeah.
By a sizable margin, like 300,000 sales or something.
Well,
Suck
let's see.
it, Siege.
Let's see. Just looking at it, Blackest Night event took place over 75 different DC comics, including tie-in issues, and sold 5.7 million comic books, with a retail value of $19.4 million. The cost to purchase each related comic was $251. Let's see. The 5.7 million total comics sold. 2 million were written directly by Jeff Johns. And let's see, 15 issues with sales over $100,000. Okay.
So soon, Jeff Johns will be buying his own baseball team and becoming a complete dick. We can practically guarantee that. But I think what we're seeing is a major paradigm shift. Like, for my entire life, Marvel has always been the cool company.
Sure.
And I think what this says is, like, Marvel is not so much the cool company anymore. More people are thinking that DC is the horse to ride. And before I get angry emails from anybody, I don't care either way. I like Marvel and DC, so
I
don't throw me
admit
any-
that I am, for the first time in my entire life, more interested in what's going on at DC. But I will also admit that, having read a couple of the new Heroic Age books, that I'm pretty interested with what Marvel's got going right now.
It's like I always say, there's nothing wrong with liking both.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Who cares? You
nothing
don't
wrong
have
with
to
liking
pick
both,
sides. It's not a branding thing. Just like good comics.
Just fix Spider-Man and then we're all good.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that Jeff Johns has latched on to, it's that people really like DC Comics from 1975.
Well, it does seem to be this trend going on where with Marvel, it's all about going back to the Atlas days or the timely days before they were Marvel Comics. They've really been doing a big push to go into those World War II heroes. But at DC, with Jeff Johns and Grant Morrison, it's all about, let's take everything we've done from the 50s and 60s that was obscure and weave it into the current continuity.
And especially
in a way that works.
Oh yeah, definitely. And especially what they're doing is they're retconning all of the terrifically goofy stuff
Yes.
that happened with the the main pantheon, the Justice League, all of their goofy 50s sci-fi stuff, and reworking it for the modern market. And in a lot of ways, it's working.
Yeah. I mean,
and to an extent, Marvel's almost trying to do the same way with the Atlas stuff.
but I wonder, is this a product of them, okay, we're out of ideas, let's mine the past, or has there been a corporate mandate, hey, we need to hold on to our copyright on all this stuff?
I disagree with both of those. I think the reason that this is occurring is because for the first time you're getting creators that have grown up totally on comics and totally buying the idea of a particular universe. And I think Jeff Johns, Mark Waid, Kurt Busiek, they want to go back to that stuff that seemed kind of cheesy and weave it into the starting point, say the late 70s, when people really started to take continuity serious.
No, I agree with Bo absolutely, and I think that they see that comics went terribly wrong in the 80s and 90s. Things start getting so far off course with plotting and everything getting too complicated and too many characters being brought back and all this stuff. And now they're bringing people back too, but they're bringing it back in an effort to recreate that original world, that original feeling that can work sometimes with some of the stuff that Johns is doing, and it can really fail, like with Spider-Man.
Well, there's also a certain amount of unintentional consequences as well. The first person who brought it up was Chris Sims, who writes for the Invincible Superblog. But by bringing things back to the way they were back in to the pre-Crisis on Infinite Earths days, they've gotten rid of a lot of legacy characters, many of whom were minorities. And while I don't think that they actually have any sort of actual tendencies towards wanting to quote unquote whitewash it, it does kind of come off that way because they're bringing them back to characters who came out from that era and have a certain amount of baggage.
You're absolutely right. It's a product of that. It's everybody's saying I want to go back to the characters I grew up with, but you grew up with characters at a time when there weren't minority characters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I would say look, there's no way they're going to do it, but somebody should write in stone tablets. Don't kill off the second tier characters that everybody still loves. It's like no matter how many times you kill off the Martian Manhunter and Aquaman and the Atom and Hawkman, somebody's gonna bring them back.
Yeah.
So all you're doing is wasting our time.
Especially Hawkman.
And I gotta say, like, the way to handle bringing back somebody is what Marvel did with Captain America.
Sure.
Which was like, okay, first off you go, you're gonna bring Bucky back? That's lame. Oh wait, this was really awesome. Okay, that was great. Oh, you're gonna kill Captain America? That's kind of lame. Oh, but you're gonna let Bucky be Captain America? Okay, well that's pretty cool.
You're in love with that.
You're gonna bring back Captain America already? But Bucky is awesome. Why are you going to? Oh, he's not gonna be Captain America. He's just gonna be the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay, that's awesome.
Meanwhile, with DC, they've got the ghost of Hal Jordan talking to the ghost of Oliver Queen, going, "So when are you coming back?" Well, pretty soon, I think.
It's only a matter of time.
Yes.
Well, and another thing that is working negatively is when you bring back those characters that, like Oliver Queen, that existed in a more innocent time, and then you bring in this dark, gritty comic porn that has become so prevalent.
That's a perfect name
you
for it.
get like abominations like the rise and fall of Green Arrow, the rise and fall of Arsenal that's going on right now. I just picked up the new Legion of superheroes, and I was like, I'm a huge Legion fan. Like back to the Superboy days.
Yeah.
And I mean, the first thing they decided to do in issue 1 was blow up Titan, which is Saturn Girl's homeworld.
Right.
I'm just like. And like seemingly like disintegrate her children in front of her, which they're still kind of playing out. Which it might be a matter transference beam. It may be killing them, and I'm just like, and they're also they're bringing in stuff like the last storyline with Legion was the xenophobia infected Earth, and that they were totally against any off-worlders, and so they went against the Legion, who is made up of people from all planets. Sure. And it's just like I thought one of the points of the Legion was it was kind of a precursor to the Star Trek ideal of, hey, we've gotten past all this shit. And which is all well and good. There's still problems to be tackled, but we can leave that behind. And this just like, I don't know. I'm still. I got the first issue, and I don't know if I'm gonna get the second one. I just think that they're trying to tack it on to modern stuff.
And that was Bo's Minute with the Legion.
Okay,
a segment even more niche than Lost with Grant.
Which would be the perfect segue. But I got one more thing to hit. But for this, I'm gonna have to ask Bo to step out. Call him back in later.
Why is that?
Because I got to bring Kat in on this.
Oh, okay. That's fine with me.
It's all about the lady Kat. How you doing, Kat?
No,
you're not at a mic.
I'm positioning myself here. All right. Here we go.
All right. Hey, Kat. I'm glad you could join us.
It's nice and warm. Thank you, Bo.
All right. Now,
and it smells
one of some of the big news of the week is that Heroes was finally canceled.
Yes!
And let's make no mistake.
That show was still on?
Yeah.
It was canceled with prejudice. It wasn't like, well, it just kind of petered out. They were like, well, can we get like one last episode to do like a no? Well,
Fuck no.
All we need is like a time. No, because no one cares. It's canceled. That's it.
I am the kind of person who will stick with the show through thick and thin.
Like Smallville.
Shut up.
Not yet.
My grandparents cared.
Did they really?
Well, that Heroes got canceled.
I'm sorry
they probably,
for them.
you know what? They probably cared just as much about Texas Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm terribly sorry for them.
Precisely.
I bailed on Heroes. I stuck through 2 seasons.
I stuck in longer
plus.
than any of my friends.
2 seasons as far as I got.
I bailed after Seth Green and Breckin Meyer showed up as the comic book guys, because I remember sitting in my living room, like, I don't remember. I think I was wrapping Christmas presents or something at that time of year, and thinking, you know what? This show has been going so far down the tubes, and it's not going to get any better than this.
It jumped the shark so much it was the shark.
I am so fucking done with this show.
I want to first extend my deepest gratitude and heartfelt appreciation to the legion of enthusiastic fans who have watched Heroes on TV.
Wait, who's saying this?
Both of them.
The creator Tim Kring.
Tim Kring, yeah.
Legion. Really.
Tim, you're
the abused housewives that watched.
Tim, I hope you know you're done.
And
like
my
you're
grandparents.
really done.
Yeah.
Like
Thank you to Allison's grandparents.
you're gonna want to
Sticking
get a job
in.
at Lifetime or someplace that doesn't have
Think,
any
yes.
geeks that watch it, because we don't want to see anything that you have anything to do with.
I'm sorry. The people who are still watching Heroes are the abused housewives of TV. Oh, come on. They said it would get better.
Oh man,
They're not going to hurt us again.
My friend
It's my fault,
Shannon
really.
Wheeler, he said watching Heroes is like going back to a girlfriend that cheats on you all the time.
Yeah.
It's just like staying with it. It was like every week more than 45 million TV viewers around the world, as well as millions of social and digital media-based fans, have made Heroes one of the 5 most watched shows across traditional and digital media screens in the history of television.
Where the
I'm
hell
sorry.
are they getting their numbers?
Anytime that you have to like tell people how many people are watching your show, it's probably not true.
Yeah.
Especially
And
when you're like the
think
entire focus of your ads for one of the seasons was, we're sorry, we'll get it right this time.
Oh, I know.
I think, honestly, they have to be going back to old numbers for that because
Yes.
Like first season.
Seriously,
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who watches that show anymore. I seriously forgot it existed.
My grandparents.
Your grandparents watch it. Okay, fair enough.
We
Well,
love your grandparents, Allison.
they can't rely on your grandparents for like Nielsen ratings because, well, let's face it, they're not going to be with us that much.
They're
longer.
not. They're old. They're, really
They're not
old.
the target demographic.
Yeah.
For NBC, I certainly understand the challenge of creating a business model around a show which arrived precisely as the audience was finding new ways to watch traditional content
Oh,
on multiple
my.
screens.
Oh, wait.
No,
Can we
no,
bring
don't
Greg in
blame
here so we can
me.
have the DVR and internet
All right.
argument again, please? Please.
Perhaps I could express a bit of what I feel about networks like NBC trying to do this sort of show.
Dinosaurs?
Yes. No, wait, no, not dinosaurs.
Well,
I'm
I
thinking other
admire them for.
dinosaur-ish show.
I was shocked they even put it on at first, and they
Yes.
stuck with it. Because,
Yes.
I mean, they had the Misfits of Science, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they're trying to appeal to an audience that is far too broad, and therefore they lose any kind of focus. At least this is how I see it. Having bailed, what was this, 2 years ago at this point?
Well,
Like,
they've got a creator who outspokenly says, I don't read comic books. Never really read
really?
comic books. Yeah, Tim Kring, and which is obviously bullshit to a certain extent because
Sure.
they've remade Days of Future Past like 3 times.
Yeah.
The X-Men storyline.
did
It's
X-
like
they
that
did
was
the
the only
Legacy
thing.
virus, for
all I
God's
can think
sake.
is he must have watched the cartoon at some
well,
point
at some
and
point we
said
are
that.
going to have to do
But-
the show where we talk about people staying in that closet.
Right,
Geek
but
closet.
But you're doing a show about superheroes. Wouldn't you come out then if you would? He's not in the closet. That's when you go. I love comic books. But no, he obviously didn't really like comic books. So why are you running a superhero show? Why did you create one? And then he goes, well, maybe we should get an actual superhero writer to be one of our main writers. Who's big now? Oh, let's see. There's this guy writing the new Red Hulk book, Jeff Loeb. He'd be great. The kids love him. No, he's the worst writer working in comics.
Allison, what were you going to say?
I was just gonna say it's kind of like when your mom is taking you and your friends to the mall when you're like in junior high, and she's like, you're all in her sedan, right? Because she's got a mom sedan, and she's like, oh, I know what you young people like. We'll turn on this groovy music right here.
Oh boy.
And she pops in, the Color
The
Me
8-track.
Bad CD. And you and your friends are in the back seat rolling your eyes. And that's kind of what Heroes always seemed
Yep.
like to me. It was like,
Yep.
oh, Mom.
Well,
Not Color Me
it was
Bad
nothing
again.
but it was a monument to wasted potential because the first season was
Yeah.
so good right up until the last
episode.
episode.
Yeah.
Well, now, Cyrus, maybe it wasn't you. Somebody told me recently how there really was that plan to like get rid of the cast after the first season and move on to do other things. But NBC were the ones who stepped in and said, everybody likes them. You better write some more. Just make the show all about these people.
Well, that there's certainly a history of that sort of thing happening on television. I mean, anybody who goes into a show with that's their plan, yeah, just give it up. Because
you-
like 24 was never supposed to be a running series. It was supposed to be just that one
Oh,
season.
really?
And then they were, well, it was popular. Maybe we should go back and do another one, and we'll do it about a whole nother day and a whole nother series of events and people. And they were like, hell no, you're going to do it with these exact same people. And what happened was that sooner or later, like the seams started bursting. You're
Yeah.
like, dude, there's only so many things that could happen to these people.
Yeah, you were like, dude, you are the unluckiest motherfucker I've ever seen.
Why do all these bizarre murders happen in Boston?
It's Cabot Cove.
Yeah, you know what? Eventually, there would be like an investigative organization that would come in and go like, we think you're the problem.
Yeah. You're a shit
Which, to be
magnet.
fair,
got
if you
around that.
if you watch that show, that is pretty much it. It's always somebody who works at that company who's evil and has turned traitor. I mean, it's since the first season. So yeah, it's like clearly
CGU's
the
got
problem.
more moles in my backyard. It's kind of crazy.
But here's the way they get around it is because it's not every day. It's one extraordinary day.
Yeah, but they've had 8 extraordinary
Yeah,
days so
that's
far.
that's
But
it.
over
yeah.
how many years?
Not many.
How many years? Because
Like maybe a decade. and of not just
Oh, no,
extraordinary
they're
days, but
less than a day a year.
no, but we're talking about days where like one guy finds himself in a position where he is solely responsible
But
from
he's
keeping
Jack
the
fucking
world
Bauer.
ending.
Yeah, but at the same time, how many times have we had like
Boo.
a 9/11 event? Because let's face it, when a nuke goes off in Valencia, California, that's fucking a 9/11 style
But-
event. They've had 8 of them.
But how? Well, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But how many of them are things that people don't know? You know, those near misses.
2
Granted,
nukes went off in California.
Yeah,
at
that
the
would be
same time
huge.
in one-
2?
that's
Really?
one-
2?
That was one.
Oh, come on.
Season, wasn't it?
No, there was 2, because there
Anyway.
was one that Mason died trying to save,
Yeah.
and then there was the other one that actually happened near Los Angeles.
One-
Does anybody remember the day after tomorrow?
Yeah,
where a
vaguely.
nuke goes
I
off and
remember
it,
some
it,
kind
it
of
like
snowstorm.
shocked everything. It changed everything.
Yeah.
Yet here they have 2 of them go off in California, and everybody's
Sure.
like,
Like, oh,
well,
We're
they
all
were on the
jaded
front line
now.
anyway.
Not to mention the bioweapon, the,
Yeah, a bunch
the
of fruits and
assassination
nuts.
of the
Who cares?
senator. I
Boobs-
mean,
boobs
seriously.
in movies used to be a big deal, you know. Now, not so much. So.
Well, the one of the sad things about you have to gain something, you have to give something up, and yeah, we gained losing heroes, which
Yeah.
is okay, maybe not oxymoron.
Which I didn't care. I didn't.
Yay!
Honestly, every time
I
anybody
raised my
brought
glass.
up something going on with it, I was like, it's
It's still on. It's
I
it's the
don't-
kind of thing where like, hey, I'm not watching it, and I don't like the show, but if there are Allison's grandparents watching it,
Yeah, it didn't
I
hurt
don't want
me.
to take it away
I'm-
from them.
Yeah.
I'm glad that
But-
Allison's grandparents have gotten the enjoyment out of this show
I mean,
so far.
yeah, I mean, they
Somebody
could
had to.
they'll just give them more time to watch The Mentalist.
It doesn't. Yeah.
But unfortunately, it dragged Law and Order down with it. I hate that that's gone. Even though I wasn't watching it anymore, it's one of those institutions where I liked that it was there.
It's not gone. You're wrong. It's not gone.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, well, for
Yeah,
one
there's
thing,
still SVU.
Yeah, there's SVU, and they're doing a new Law and Order show. There's another one in L.A.
Oh.
It's L.A. Law and
Does it
Order.
involve
LA Law and Order is Corbin Burnson
I know.
and Harry Hamlin on
But
it.
what's funny is like the entire cast is like a super group. It's like the blind faith of Law and Order. It's like it's members from all the other different shows who are coming together
Oh, okay.
to be on this one,
Hey, man,
including
if
what's
they
his
get,
name,
If they
the
get
comedian.
Vincent D'Onofrio back, I'm so there.
Nah, he's not on. But what's the comedian? Richard Belzer is in it.
Well, Richard Belzer, well, as we talked about last week, he's the crossover king.
Yeah.
He never died. He has played that character of Munch through 8 different shows
Yeah, honestly,
over 20 years.
when he dies, we're all going to cease existing. That's just because it's just like that coma
He's-
patient
he's
thing
Jacob, but
from
it's the
Saint
real world.
Elsewhere because he's tied into all
Yes,
that.
yes,
Any
exactly.
show he's in automatically becomes part of that coma
I'm
patient
amazed he
thing.
wasn't in Life on Mars at this point.
He's the constant for the rest of the universe.
That's true. Now,
But no, I mean, I can't believe Law and Order is going. There are indigenous tribes on islands that formed cargo cults to Sam Waterston. They thought that man was immortal.
yeah. But I get. Oh, the other thing about Heroes, it's like he does leave something like, I'm looking for new ways to keep the universe alive. It's like, Green, don't.
Just go
Take
away.
the hint. Yeah, just go away.
Go away. Go to Lifetime. They'd love to see your
You
talent
have
there.
ceased to
Now-
be relevant, and nobody cares.
Now, those were like the 2 big cancellation shows. But then suddenly there was the talk of Smallville.
Okay.
Now with Smallville, it's not so much
Shoot
we're
that horse in
canceling.
the head.
It's not like,
Kill it.
hey, dude, we're not canceling you.
Right.
We're just forcing you to retire.
I am not a Smallville fan. Okay, first of all, I've said that many times.
Right, sure.
But it's not like I've seen it and go, this is horrible.
Right.
I go, this is totally not
right.
my
I
thing.
watch it and go like, it's not for me.
Right, but it was not cancellation, and it wasn't like killing it because it had gone too far.
After 10 seasons, it's not cancellation.
It's
Exactly.
them going, you know what? We're just tired of doing this. It's like we've been all doing it for a while, and we're just done. Let's wrap this shit up. I mean, the actors are like, come on, man, 10 seasons?
He's like, I'm 42 years old and I'm just in college.
Yeah,
As-
he's
as-
33 is how old the actor is who plays him.
Is he
It's
really?
like,
and
come
he's a
on.
freshman in college.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, which isn't
He's done
uncommon.
with college.
Is he
He's
done?
working at the Daily Planet.
Yeah, but still.
Still, 33
Well,
years
let me just
old.
Hey, some of us are 33 years old in this room, and some of us would love to have the job that Clark Kent
I'm sure
does.
that God, I keep want to call him Brandon Routh. What's the kid's name?
Tom Welling.
Tom Welling.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, so I'm really not gonna get to play him in the movie?
Yeah.
Are you guys serious?
I mean, to be fair, in Home
Well,
Alone
who
2,
knows?
Macaulay Culkin was like 28, so.
but the reason I brought Kat in because other than co-host, she is our resident Smallville fan. So if anyone's gonna speak to this, Kat, please tell us
Okay,
your feelings on
as
Smallville.
the resident Smallville fan in the room.
The only one.
The only.
The only one in the room at this moment.
Possibly
there-
the only one in
wait,
Texas.
Allison, weren't you a
There
Smallville
is-
fan?
No.
No.
But
No.
there is someone.
It's OC in tights. I can't stand it.
No, there is someone.
It's Dawson's Capes.
It's Dawson's Kid.
No.
Precisely.
Shut up. Shut up. No, there is someone to whom I will only refer as the Red King, who supports me in my fandom of Smallville.
Are you talking about a Spill fan?
I am someone associated with the Spill site,
Okay, well,
to whom I will only refer as the Red King.
saying
we
that
all call-
Perhaps might. No, you're gonna shut up.
saying that a
because
Spill fan supports you in your geeky opinion is that
I-
like that Shakespeare monkey thing.
this,
With the
the Red
typewriters.
King
Yeah,
knows.
exactly.
The Red King knows who he is. If he doesn't, then he should message me on some level and we'll figure it out. Anyway, he should know who he is. I have support here from someone with a good reputation.
The lurkers support me in email.
No, shut up.
Well, we all know co-hosts like Smallville too, but still. Anyway, go ahead and with
Okay,
your
I don't
thing.
feel like it got canceled. Like you guys were just saying, it's been 10 years. I mean, well, it's been 9, but it will be 10 at the end. And when I kind of first saw that little headline come across, Smallville canceled, I was like, holy fuck, I'm not getting my 10th season. But I am. It's okay.
It's a whole
this
year
is
ahead of
going to
time.
be, all right, I've been forewarned. This will be the end. We're wrapping it up.
Yeah.
It's not like what happened with Buffy, where all of a sudden we're halfway through the last season.
No,
and
it's
Sarah
like
Michelle
what's
Gellar
happening with
announced that
Lost.
she's not coming back. Exactly.
Yeah.
With Lost, we knew when it was going to end. We have, that kind of event on the horizon. And what I'm really hoping for is that there's going to be some kind of a spinoff. Like I said in the past, and I've said...
See, I
on my
was just
page,
feeling good. I was like, I've been sitting here going, well, you know what? You've held your tongue for 10 years now. You can just go, it's over now. You don't have to deal with it anymore and be
never
nice.
know.
And now you're like, but now there's going to be 3 spin-offs. It's
I
going to be
didn't
awesome.
say that
They're
there was
going to
going
take
to.
that
I'm keeping my
totally
fingers
gay dude they got from
crossed kind of
Aquaman who
thing.
played Green Arrow and giving him his own
No,
series.
no,
It's
no.
gonna
Next
be
one,
great.
Opal City.
God.
But but the thing is that it feels. I mean, the story feels like they've been moving toward a show that I would title Metropolis, being as this one has been called Smallville. We've not been in Smallville for 3 years. That really it feels like they've been building a Justice League. That's exactly what they've been. It feels like they've been moving toward this. I don't know if they're going to. I would love it if they did.
If they
But-
keep going for much longer, it's going to have to be like Alex Ross's Metropolis
does
because
feel-
Tom Welling is going to have gray on his head.
Hey, gray can be attractive, and let
Works for
me
Richard
say
Gere.
that. Let me just tell you that Michael Rosenbaum made me realize that yes, a bald man, super attractive.
Yeah, but he's not even on the show. He hasn't been on the
Not
show
anymore,
for
but man, that's what
seasons.
the DVDs are for.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't come back just
I don't know,
to be
man.
troublesome.
When Lex Luthor bails on your show,
Yeah.
kind of says something.
No, he's got to come back just so that he and Tom can finally make out.
That was honestly the biggest thing that kept me from going back to it. Is like, no, Lex Luthor is pretty much always a good guy. I was like, well, then I don't want to see that stupid
but,
show.
but he's
That's
not.
dumb.
He's not. It's that idea of the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yeah.
You can tell he wants to do the right thing. He's trying to do the right thing.
But did he
just
ever-
never can.
But did he ever hate Superman at any point in the show?
Oh, yes.
He's never Superman.
Yes.
Well, Superboy.
Well, I mean, and that goes back to what they've gotten away from. That this is supposed to be the story of Clark Kent becoming Superman, and in the last season they've gotten away from that focus. It has become, whatever Harris referred to it as, kind of like the OC,
The Dawson's Capes.
Dawson's
Capes.
Capes,
OC and
that
tight.
yeah, OC and tights, Dawson's Capes. They've gotten away from the focus, and
Welcome to Central City,
there's
bitch.
I have a lot of issues with this show in the last season. And if you feel like reading it, I've put up a post about it. But what I'm really hoping is that they're going to end this on a good note. The way I'm hoping they're going to end Lost on a good note.
Did somebody say Lost?
I think she
I
said
think I
Hey,
heard
no.
Lost.
No.
Oh, the secret word.
Sorry.
Oh,
Time's up.
Time's up.
Fucking A.
Damn.
Ding, 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 ding. It's just like Pee Wee Herman show.
If you want, we can continue this online. And as far as I know, I'm still on mic.
Not anymore.
No,
See
no.
you later,
Not
Kat.
Lost?
Thanks.
No.
I
You
have
have to sing him in.
Oh,
Come on.
is she on Lost?
Yeah,
Okay,
she is.
all right.
Lost.
No,
I'm out.
Okay, Allison.
but Allison, thank you so much.
Yes.
Drink one for me.
We have
My
missed having you
pleasure.
here.
Okay, well, you guys.
You have to be here next week. It's a special episode.
Oh yeah, what's going on next week?
Oh, I'll tell you after this is over.
Oh, it's a secret. Okay.
It is a secret, but you got to be here for it.
Okay, I will come next week then. Woo!
Well, yeah, you got to be here.
All right,
Promise
woo!
me. All
Even
right.
I don't know what's going on.
It's
so.
gonna be
Crazy.
I know.
It's exciting.
It is a little exciting.
That's a little exciting.
It's like when you put the blindfold on and they got the handcuffs, and I'm going to just stop now.
All right.
All right. So are we prepared? Are we prepared for the Lost madness? Are we prepared to say, you know what? Maybe the bitching about last week's episode wasn't completely founded with what happened this week.
Well, I'll jump in and say this, that it was worth it to have a shitty episode because this episode was so good.
I don't think
You don't
we've done
get
the
to
intro
say that yet.
I don't?
We need the intro to the segment.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes. We have to have Grant's interminable wrap-up. Go ahead, Grant. Tell us what happened.
No,
No. We need the intro to the segment.
How could I forget that?
Oh, you're dropping the ball.
Damn it.
I'm going to have to take the leadership from you someday.
Perhaps you
All
will.
It's Lost with Grant.
That's funny because I pictured the.
Oh, yeah, no.
I was going for that. I really was.
You're right. Can't talk about Lost until we have. You know what, Kat? That was so beautiful. Could you do it one more time?
I only have so many times left to do it.
One more.
Lost with Grant.
You know what? There's actually only one more time for you to ever do that. Ever.
Que triste.
Yeah. So
And
next
it's going to
time.
be a double-length episode of the Leon.
Next time I want a full orchestral backing.
Oh, you should have
Oh,
a barbershop quartet type of thing going.
Yes.
We'll lay
that's
down
right.
5 tracks
the,
of
the,
me.
the Leon a men's chorus will come in for that.
Exactly.
We'll do
Well-
five different tracks of me. We'll blend them all together.
That'll be awesome.
Ooh, that would be awesome.
Yes.
This episode is What They Died For, the second to last episode.
Man, I can't believe it's almost.
And I think, can we get a consensus on this?
Holy fuck, that
fucking
was
shit.
awesome.
Yes.
Yes, this is the episode that we've waited 5 or 6 years for.
This episode was so good that it even made the crudiness of last episode, like
Disappear.
a lot of parts of it, really good. Actually, I was like, oh, okay, I see why they did that.
Yeah, and
I-
why they
like-
did it so close to the
Yeah,
end.
okay,
Too.
it kind of justified a lot of the bad parts of that previous episode.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And so what we get is we're back with our main crew, all our losties that we love, and on the island we see that they finally get to talk to Jacob.
Yes.
And Jacob sits us down and basically says, "Here's what's going on."
I
And
swear to
it's
God,
excellent.
there's that point where when Kate steps in and says, "Okay, what is this all about?" And he goes, "All right, I'll tell you." And they cut to commercial.
You're like, ah,
and I was like, if they come back with him going like, "So there it is,"
Yeah.
I was gonna be so pissed.
And honestly, we're so used to the way the show works. Weren't
Yes.
you like, it was like there's a 90% chance that's
Yes.
what
There
that
was a
is.
90% chance that I thought Smokey was going to come in right then.
and
Yeah.
pour a bucket of water on the fire.
Yeah. There you go, sucker. And Widmore did the same thing earlier in the episode where he's like, well, I don't want to tell you this secret in front of Ben. And so Ben walks away and he starts whispering. I'm like, shit, there's another secret we're not going to hear.
Oh,
But they reveal both of these things. They tell us, the audience, exactly what we want. Well, for the most part,
Right.
what we want to hear.
Well, that's them being, honestly, like I said, that's those creators being mischievous because those guys are totally not pranksters, and that was them having fun.
They're
They're
impish-
not going to tell us at this point, and then they do anyway. It's like-
They're impish, but they're not dicks.
Yeah.
And so everybody out there who say like,
Unlike
they
Jacob.
never answer anything on that show, that's why I stopped watching it. Hey,
they just
suck my
answered.
dick.
Yeah, they just answered a shitload of stuff. They had characters who, like, the characters quit being the characters and started turning to the audience for a second.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
Kate straight up said, "Why am I no longer a candidate?" Well, because you became a single mom, and I kind of felt bad about taking you away from your kids.
Honestly, I will still say though that like even though Jacob is starting to explain himself, like with what some of the weird
Yeah.
douchey decisions he's made, he's still a douche.
Thank you.
Yes.
And,
Thank you.
and it's funny. I read like another critic, Drew McWeeny, on his I think it's called Hit List is his website. He wraps up every episode, and in his latest one, he was saying, you know what, I've got a new theory. It's that Jacob is an asshole. I was like, really? You're just now coming up with it?
Well,
Yeah.
I
We've been
think it
saying
was,
that.
long time.
Yeah, we've
Well,
been saying
I
that
think
since
it was
last
just
season.
thrown into relief when we saw the backstory with Jacob and his brother and how they were raised on the island. I think it really just is brought to the surface a little bit more.
He's a simpleton, comes from a simple background, but like his motivations are purely selfish.
Oh yeah, totally.
But
yeah.
in fairness, if what he is saying is true, if Smokey getting off the island or extinguishing the light would end the world, then yeah, it kind of sucks that he was a dick to everybody. But let's face it, the stakes are pretty fucking high.
All we know is that some sort of knowledge is transferred by the ritual, the drinking of the liquid, whatever the liquid is, and the words that are
certain
muttered
eternal
over it.
life is.
Some sort of knowledge is extended though, because I mean we
Yeah.
see it
Yes.
You
when
see
he first
Jack's
does it, and
eyes light up.
Allison,
Yeah, you can tell he
Allison
knows
Janney says, "Now you know what I know," and the same thing happens when Jack gets it, and you're like,
Jack-
okay, well clearly there is a transfer of knowledge that's going on here. So there are things that we don't know that
Yeah.
they know about what's really happening, but do they even really know for
I'm
sure
excited
that
because
means at the
it's-
end of the world, or does that mean that somebody early on that wrote the code for the exchange of this information said, and sure, why not? That'll be the end of the world.
Well, go
Oh,
ahead.
it's Jack that finally knows all the answers, and he is one of the biggest people who gets pissed off when other people he asks them a question and they don't give him an answer. And he's like, well, fuck you guys. So now that he has all the answers in his brain, I'm hoping this next episode when Sawyer and Kate and Hurley ask him, what's up with this? He'll just straight up be like, oh, it's this. This is what's going on.
Yeah,
And they'll be like,
he can
I
be
don't
like-
get that. And be like, yeah, but our viewers probably. It makes a lot more
He can
sense.
be like, look, I've been on both sides of this, and I know how frustrating it is to like every time you ask someone a question, they just stare at you and walk away. It's like, no, dude, come back here and talk to me. I just asked you a direct question to your face.
And I hope there's a moment where he starts to do that, like to
Yes.
Jacob out, and Hurley calls him on it. Goes,
Yeah,
no, douchebag, you don't get to do that.
I really want someone to wash ashore though, some newbie, and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they all just kind of look at him, roll their eyes, and be like,
What the hell are you doing
"Fuck
here?
you haven't earned it."
Right? Yeah. I'm not.
Look,
I'm
Harris,
not
you can't
updating
just
you on 6
watch
years.
Lost right away in a marathon and get to know everything we all knew
We
beforehand.
suffered for
Yeah,
years.
but
6 years, buddy.
let's compare the who's been right to who's been wrong ratio here.
How many theories have you
I'm
had?
pretty sure
Johnny, come
nobody's
lately?
batting above 500 on
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Lost. I mean, that show has been great about going like, go ahead and get your theories in. Let's see them all. You're all wrong.
But that's one of the great things, because even with this second to last episode, I was still dropping theories to Leon. He's like, "Aren't you done with this?" I was like, "No, I will never quit having theories until Sunday."
No,
and then
I'm-
even then, I bet I still
I'm right there
probably
with you.
will.
I'll still
I
have stuff.
am absolutely convinced that this is not the end. Jack is not going to be the Guardian when it's all said and done. It's going to be Hurley.
Yeah, I think that's true too because
Hurley?
oh,
Hurley.
First off,
Hurley
like
has
you
been
don't
the
have your
emotional, spiritual, and supernatural center of the show since the very beginning.
and he makes that comment like, "Whew, I'm glad it wasn't me."
Yeah, they make
So,
a big deal out of that.
writer-wise,
Yeah.
that's the perfect thing to go like, okay,
Well,
it will be.
yeah, it's basic Joseph Campbell. The guy who leaps at the call is not the hero. The hero always refuses the call.
Now, we're running out of time for the Lost segment for
Yes,
this
we are.
first half, but I wanted to end it with two things. First off, they have said that on Jimmy Kimmel afterwards, they're going to be saying there's going to be 3 alternate endings, so you're probably, if you're a Lost fan, you're going to want
I
to watch
hate
Jimmy
alternate-
Kimmel.
alternate endings.
I love them, because it's always like,
I'm like,
well,
make up your mind.
I think that's fun, and it depends, because sometimes they're just dumb. Like, I watched The Collector, and the alternate ending was, like, in the movie, there's a part where he got away, and he looks back, and he sees, like, the little girl on the window, and he's like, oh, I got to go back in the house and deal with the killer, because I just can't, as a good person, let the girl. And the alternate ending was him just turning around going, fuck you! Take it all right. Which clearly is not an alternate ending. That's a gag reel, right? But they'll have those, and then they've also said that they are filming extra stuff that answers a lot of questions that they won't be able
Sure.
to get to in the finale that will be in the 6th season box set. So there'll be a lot of interesting extras on there as far as like dealing with the side questions that perhaps.
Man, I mean,
you know.
this Sunday, it's going to be like Super Bowl Sunday.
It is.
With
Oh, yes.
2 hours of recap for anybody who is brave enough to try to jump in.
Dude, it's
So
It's
are,
2.5
are
hours
we,
of
are we
show.
wrapping this up without talking about the side flashes? Is that what's going to happen?
well, then we'll talk about that next week.
Like next
Ne-
week,
next
dude.
week,
Next
will
week
we
is
have
when we
some
talk
kind
about the
of, like,
finale.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. The only thing I wanted to say is like, you know what?
Aw.
Watching Ben Linus on there, I was like, man, I remember back when Ben Linus was like the greatest supervillain of all time, and I kind of missed that guy. And then suddenly he turned
back-
into him.
back Fuck
So
yeah,
I
they
was
give him
like,
back.
oh shit, okay, too much.
Be careful what you ask for. I know. 'cause
Exactly.
And
he was like he
Miles
was
had
just
all the best lines in this episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
Miles is going to be important.
Oh,
They've got
damn.
2 freshly dead guys in Linus's house who know what's really going on. They've got a guy who can talk to the dead who managed to escape Smokey. I wonder how that's going to play
I think
out.
Yeah.
Desmond is now just the avatar for the creators, Kuzin Lindelof. He's like the guy running around going, just fucking with everybody.
Oh man, and and that line where Hurley recognizes Ana Lucia, that just like clearly shows us he's fully connected to the alternate
Yes.
world.
Yeah, he
knows
remembers
everything.
everything,
He knows
yeah.
who everyone is. But it's interesting to see that whereas Desmond's character on Island seems to also be cognizant of the island of the Side Flash, Hurley's character so far doesn't seem to be cognizant.
Desmond's the only one who is fully aware in both worlds,
Yes.
who's alive anyway.
And I
on
had
both.
I had just one question that I was really unclear on, and I was talking to Leon about this earlier. This concert that's coming up, where everyone's theorizing that everyone's gonna
Congregate there.
congregate at. Is this the same is the concert that David's gonna be playing at the same exact one where Faraday's gonna be playing at with
I would.
Whitmore?
Well,
It
it's the
seems
only
like
other
it.
concert that's been
Because-
mentioned, so
Because
it would
like,
have to be.
we
right?
saw like 2 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago when it was Desmond's episode that he was there while they were setting up. Were they doing
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
he
full
was there saying like,
rehearsal?
"Oh, I'm sorry I couldn't bring Charlie
That's
here
true.
today for this."
It's been a while since
Yeah.
then. I would
Yeah,
assume.
and like
And
Locke was
Eloise
in the
hinted-
hospital the whole
Right.
time.
No,
got
well, you were
out.
saying Eloise is also seems to know about both worlds. She's
True.
been very explicit about that at this point.
Oh yeah,
yeah, she
we
seems
will
to know
see
the
her in
most
the
Yeah.
finale.
more than anybody else.
Without
Well,
a doubt.
I do
And,
want to say this one last thing before we move on, which is that
Yeah.
there's a thing that was on what was it, Entertainment Weekly, I think it is, Best Week Ever. It's one of their side sites, and they said they have a bet going on in a contest with money even with who will speak the last line in the finale. I was like,
Ooh.
that's an interesting question because that you really think
I
about
have
that.
to
You're
put
like,
that on my
Put
Lost
that in
is
your
Unite
lost
game.
group. 'cause
Yeah.
Your Losties Unite group is getting pretty
It's
interesting.
down to 5 people. Winner of the red shirt and Mr. Erebus, Caitlin, Rabid Scotsman, and shit. If I actually don't remember the one last. Oh, Timmy Cupcakes.
Okay.
Those are the 5 people left in my game.
well, the writer
It'd be
suggested the
interesting.
last line's going to be Desmond saying, "See you in another life, brother." I was like, I approve.
I don't know. And poor Ben getting beat up by Desmond, and his flashback as he's passing out is getting beat up by Desmond. It's like the poor guy couldn't win.
Yeah, and I love that Desmond is just gonna keep running over John Locke until John Locke remembers.
Dude, there was that moment that
I'm
you were
gonna
like,
keep
is
running
he
He'll
your
run
ass
it out of
over.
him.
really going to hit him again?
Back there just to punish this guy.
That car's got anti-lock brakes.
You just got to get right back on that horse, you know?
Yes.
That John Locke running over
Such
horse.
a cool.
No, someone's gonna get back on the horse. It was Charlie.
Oh.
That,
Oh, that was
I like that. That was a good one.
and that jailbreak scene, it's just everything's coming together. It's so exciting.
So-
Why does Hurley have Saeed?
So,
This is a fun.
Grant, are you
lead-in.
ready for next week when this will be the
Oh.
biggest Lost on Grant ever?
I haven't been this jittery since book 7, man. I am very excited. Very, very
Fucking
excited.
nerd.
Sawyer kills Dumbledore.
Next, you're gonna tell me Miles is gay.
Now I wanted to immediately
Right,
jump
John.
into talking to Greg, but it's going to take a bit. So
We got to take a break.
gotta take a
here.
break.
Besides, I haven't had a chance to play any music.
Fitty's looking for a bang, jazz funk thrash rock with distortion on, the moving, grooving, grinding, cruising, dissidents. 12-tone beat, the 8-tonal heat, nonsense cause it always me. You got it right, you got it wrong, but sorry, I'll pass your number on. Fitty's looking for the pepper sound, still red hot, but heavy and found, reach out on you, that's the song. Fitty's looking for the pepper sound, still red hot, but heavy and found, Schoenberg on and grooving tone. It's fine to mix the music, just please don't abuse it, 'cause a group is black, so don't get whack on me. It's fine to be selective, to see it all collective, but you gotta give that credit where it be.
welcome back to the League of Extremely Ordinary Gentlemen.
Yeehaw.
Ooh, did you hear that yeehaw? We got our old friend Jason back.
Howdy.
All right, what the third member in the chronological order?
I think it was 4th, actually.
So
I
that
think
that makes you Hank Pym.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's okay. I
sorry.
like to slap women around every now and then. Yeah.
It's that Irish temper. So now we get
Pim
to the-
particles make me crazy.
So everybody complains that we take too long to get to the meat of the show. It's like, man, it was a whole hour. Well, this time we're getting into. Oh wait, it has been an hour.
It has
hasn't
been an hour.
It's been more than that. I've been out there smoking and drinking all night.
And you can still keep track of time.
No, time has no meaning after the third scotch.
Well, besides
Exactly.
having Jason here, who man, I just love Jason. I think he's absolutely awesome.
Well, thank you, sir.
But today we're not here to celebrate Jason.
Oh, well, fuck you guys then.
Tonight's all about Greg, our music director.
Yeah, as the title of this episode will be Focus on Greg.
Spotlight on Greg.
Oh, is it my? I've always said focus.
No,
before, though.
it's like
So
those
is
Teen
Fog or
Titans
Sog?
episodes.
I'm
I
gonna
thought it
change
was
it.
Searchlight on Greg.
Is it so? Is Sog or Fog?
Fog.
Leon, you are not
Focus
keeping
on
his
Greg.
focus on all
Greg.
the other
Yeah.
focus
So it's,
on.
you know,
It's that little
Spotlight on
light on the
Greg.
side of a police cruiser
We have
on
always
Greg.
used focus.
Well, you're just saying that because I'm
Have
black.
we
Like I'm
used
used to
Focus On? I
that.
thought it was Spotlight.
Yeah, all the other ones were focus on.
It was focus on. I'm telling you.
I like
You
the
know what,
Fog.
Grant? You have such a brain. You're gonna be running this thing one day.
We
can
I
tell.
told
No,
you
he's
that. What do you want? You're like, I tell
Shut
him that.
the
and
fuck
he's
up,
like,
Leon.
He's like, whatever. And then Grant says it, and he's like, man, Grant, you're so smart.
because Grant has a young, nimble mind. Grant is the future of Leon.
Look, I'm drunk
Really?
like all the time,
That's
and I
scary.
hold my shit
That's
together
right,
and
guys.
put out these podcasts. So I want to hear it. If I was sober, Jesus Christ, Stephen Hawking would be like, oh, fuck.
Grant's the future of Leon. That's some 12 monkey shit right there.
That is.
I
oh
bring
my
the
God.
apocalypse.
Oh Lord.
Well, Greg, thank you for joining us. You've been sticking with us for quite a while now, even though you got better things to do and
Stop.
chicks and.
You're
Stop.
such a big deal now.
Stop. No.
I know.
You're
From
all
one band to
awesome.
the next.
Where have you
Stop.
been in the last few Leos?
You know what? A question that I didn't write down, but some people ask is,
Yes.
how did you come to join our band of merry men?
Ah.
Oh, well, actually, I feel very lucky because through a mutual friend of Leon's, Belinda,
Yeah,
is how we met.
right.
And I don't know. I don't know. Beyond that, was it that first night? No. What?
Wait a
night?
minute. Actually, Greg, you're completely wrong. It was
No,
a-
no,
it was
right,
A
no, it
completely
was
different
Jamie.
mutual friend that
Right.
introduced us.
No, because I'm thinking because no, you introduced me to Belinda.
Yes.
That was the night that that was the first night I got.
She's a TV critic for the Austin Chronicle.
Right, and I got unbelievably drunk where she was like worried, like, or well, I think both of you were like, is he all right? Is he all right? 'Cause-
Seriously, it was one of these things where your buddy gets so drunk you don't want to leave him. But I had a job interview the next
Right,
day.
exactly.
And I was like, man, I don't want the Viet Cong to cut your nuts off, but they may have to.
But yeah,
Where were
'cause-
you guys partying?
No, we were partying because
Hey,
it was.
man, when you hang with me, you know how
No,
it goes.
I you know what I remember that because it was the Austin Film Festival with the Writers Festival. It
Yes.
was October. It was an opening party. We went out.
Oh, they
and
don't
just
let me
got-
go to that anymore.
Yeah, well, they made out after that night. It was insane. And and we ended up going to that bar that Corey's friend
Yeah,
Paul
Yeah.
worked at. And Paul just was not just. It was basically okay, alcohol, okay, splash Coke, and
Was
just
this
these drinks.
The
It was
same
insane.
Paul, our musician?
No.
No.
completely different guy.
Black Paul.
Oh, okay.
But
Trying to
man,
type
you've
back.
been playing for us. You're playing the bass, and that was controversial. That you know what? You playing the bass was the Lost with Grant of its day.
Really?
But we pushed through, and then you moved on to guitar. We had a full three-piece band for a
Right.
while.
Except
Exactly.
I didn't leave the room every time you started playing bass.
That's true.
And what the hell is the Grant of your day mean?
and plus, people
beloved, right?
people eventually came around on Greg.
Yeah.
They're
Or
like,
they
"You know
just
what?
stopped
This is
listening
pretty cool."
altogether.
And they stopped.
Hold on.
Exactly.
What the hell?
No, shut up.
But yeah, so I came in through Mr. Leon, my man, and it was from our friend Jamie I used to work with.
Right,
That
right.
worked at, did you ever work with Jamie? Where do you know Jamie from?
Oh, she's my best friend.
Right. So that's how we.
One of my best friends.
What? Like I'm all hurt over here or something?
You son of a
You're
bitch.
like number 9 on my list.
Oh
Fuck
shit,
you.
that's some cold shit, man.
Oh, 9. That's cold.
Yeah,
man.
but I treat you pretty good, don't I? You should see how I treat the other 8.
If you were white, you'd be at least number 3.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Tell me about it. It's
Number
like
9.
come on, there had to be some nice slave owners. Oh. Not that I'm comparing you to a slave owner.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly
Well,
what
he
you
didn't-
You
just
know
did.
he doesn't have the money to own any slaves.
Well, Leon, you're not in the house. You're in the big house, Leon. I'm in the big house.
Now, Greg, all the time we know you were with a band, and
Yes.
I mean, maybe we shouldn't. I mean, we
No,
should
no.
talk them up pretty good.
Actually, okay. This is what
Because you came from what? You're born in Chicago,
I was born. Okay.
went to New York.
How
lived
far
there.
back are we gonna take
I
it?
Well, I don't know.
yeah. Well, I was born.
His parents met when
I
they
He
were
was a poor
activists.
black
I
child.
was
Didn't want to
born
be
a poor black child. No, okay. I
His
was,
dad's sperm was quite a crafty one as it wove its way through his mother's uterus.
It was clear he was a winner as he beat out 249 million other optional parallel universe Gregs to be the Greg that you have here today on Leah.
pure athlete, pure musician.
I'm going to
You're
copy that
badass.
and send that to my parents. No, well, born in Chicago, moved to Jersey when I was in high school, then went to Boston for college the first time, then moved to New York and moved to Texas. That's the simple stuff. But the first time I came in, I was just because I'm very passionate and I think somewhat knowledgeable about music, and what I really love about you guys is that you guys are really, because I mean, let's face it, I don't know shit about comics. I still don't know shit about comics, but I
we
learned more about that kind of stuff, and also just movies and TV shows and just culture and media in general, because you guys are knowledgeable in.
Leog hopes to make it accessible.
Okay,
Yeah, I got into comics and cartoons before I knew about getting laid, because had I experienced that at the time, it totally would have been music instead.
Pop
Yeah.
quiz, Greg. What is Green Arrow's alter ego?
I don't know.
God
What's-
damn, we have taught you nothing.
Batman.
That is sad
Right
that all
now.
this time he's been with us, he doesn't
Batman.
know
Come on,
that.
easy one. Batman.
God, it's Hal
Oh,
Jordan.
Batman. What's
What's Batman's alter ego?
Oh, that's easy. That's Bruce Wayne.
No, it's
Yeah.
Dick Grayson. See?
I'm sorry. Did I not say right now? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, see, you throw me curveballs there, but
That's true.
but,
You know,
but it's just the passion and the knowledge you guys bring in. My whole philosophy has been like, you get passion and knowledge about any part of media. Obviously, things are going to cross over.
Man, if only you had a vagina.
wait, what?
You know what? I know
Saying
what
he
When did that
respects passion and wants to hang out with us, but unfortunately, he's got a dick.
I know what you meant,
Wow.
Jason, but I think there was a moment that we all looked at.
Yeah,
like,
that was when we got a little.
That was a little
uncomfortable.
awkward.
Maybe I'm gonna sit this one.
Wait, didn't we have that truth or dare? You never said that during that truth or dare episode.
I want to hop into a couple of questions that are just Greg centric, and one is from a guy named Porter, not to
Porter.
be confused with Mel
Porter
Gibson.
from Australia. He's
Yeah.
not quite
Says, "Hi, Greg.
Hi.
What was the first song you learned to play on an instrument?"
I saw that.
And you stole 80 grand from me, and I want it back.
It's funny because Fungus Monkey, Peter, who's here, comes in with like extra points if it's not Mary Had a Little Lamb.
I saw that.
And Don the Sugar on a Spell says, and I guess I like to guess Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
No.
I'm sorry, Mary Had a Little Lamb,
No.
Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and ABC are the same song.
Well, yeah, they are. You're right.
A
Twinkle,
B C
twinkle,
D
little
E, F,
star.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the Jackson 5 song. I was trying to work that out. I was like, really? That's Mary Had a Little
Yes,
Lamb?
it is.
Mary had a little lamb, little lamb.
Okay,
little lamb.
Greg, what was the
What was- what was-
song?
Actually, well, the first instrument I started
You're right.
playing
It's
was
Lil Bo Peep I'm thinking about.
Right.
Sorry. Go
First instrument I started playing was saxophone when I was 7, and honestly I don't remember what it was. It had to be an exercise in one of these Alfred Miller books, but I can't remember what the first song
ahead.
was.
7 years old, you playing the sax?
In grade school, yeah.
All right, what is the first popular song that you can remember playing?
Something that wasn't just being taught.
Oi, mine was Smoke on the Water.
On the telephone?
What?
369 369
Yeah.
63.
What does pussy smell like when you're 7 years old? I'm just curious.
Gotta admit, like every saxophone player that I went to high school with got laid all the time.
Well, I would have assumed by
That was
the court case you were involved in, that you know what pussy smells like at 7.
The first popular song I played, honestly, I really don't remember. I would have to say it had to be at saxophone. I would have to think it had to be some kind of Bruce Springsteen song.
Christ, give us something
Come on.
here, Greg. Come
Just
on, man.
Name it. It was there, whatever. You don't
You
have
know what?
to be
Actually,
right.
you know what? I would say the first one I remember really well. Actually, it would be marches. It'd be like John Philip Sousa.
All right, you know what?
That's-
Fine.
that doesn't
Okay,
count.
Born to
Okay,
Run. Next question.
No. Actually, then you know what it would be? It was the Raiders of the Lost Ark thing.
There you go. See, that counts. That
Because
Okay.
On the
Okay.
saxophone you play back?
Yeah, because you get all the music and stuff. Yeah.
Win. I'm sorry for the shit that I talked in the last 45 seconds.
No, but I had to think about it, man. That's all good.
No, that's
Huh.
good.
No,
Sometimes you just got to
Steely
bark
Dan.
out an answer.
Right.
Is really what it
Right.
is. It doesn't matter if it's right. You just go. Well, I know what some of the early
I can
ones
say, well,
were.
yeah, well, the first song I ever played was the one that I wrote.
Well, if you
know.
started with a saxophone, then it's a
No.
little harder. If you were
Yeah.
like your first instrument was like
Oh,
the
child
bass,
prodigy.
then it's probably like
Well, I can
Iron
tell-
Man. or
that
something
I can
like
tell
that.
you
Yeah.
the first bass line I learned really was I saw her standing there.
Had to be Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney.
You love that
Yeah.
goddamn Paul
Oh,
McCartney.
I was
That was the
thinking
first
the
one I learned.
Tiffany song.
and say, "You love Paul McCartney so much, why don't you marry him?"
But see, even Paul
and divorce him and get $25 million.
because I divorced him and got $25 million.
Tiffany.
Yeah, see,
oh,
Paul
you
McCartney-
mean the actor in Mega Piranha? Okay. Sorry.
See,
I
Paul
was confused.
McCartney just laughed like, "Yes, Tiffany did my song. Cha-ching, another
Yeah.
True.
cha-ching."
And then he
I
pays someone to have her killed.
got a question from, "Hey, it's Melvin,"
Hey, it's Melvin.
and he says, "Greg, what up? What up?" My question is, what album or theme song are you listening to? Which I assume he means like now, lately. What are you into?
What? Honest, you know what I'm into?
Oh shit!
No,
what is it?
Literally, I just bought these the other day.
Uh-oh.
I just
He's gotta
bought
pull
3
out props.
CDs.
That's not a good. Okay.
No.
What you got?
Okay, if you guys are watching the video cast, you can see what CDs you pulled out.
No, but actually,
He's got props. He's the carrot top of blogging.
I wish I had his
Podcasting.
biceps though.
Yeah.
But I've been rewatching season 2 of Mad Men, and in the 6th episode, Maiden Form, it opens up with this song called "The Infanta" by the Decemberists, and I had no idea, and I watched it like, and I remember like I love this fucking song.
I like the Decemberists a lot.
And I
Yeah, they're
and
real
I've heard
popular.
about them, but I'm like I never really bought the record, so I immediately went out and bought the record, and I'm into it's I think it's Picaresque. I think it's how you
yeah,
pronounce it.
picaresque.
Picaresque.
Yeah.
So I bought that. I bought, speaking of Paul McCartney, the Fireman, which is electronic arguments, which McCartney did with Youth.
You know, I like that a lot. It
It's
took
a
me a little while to
work.
warm to it, but yeah, it's like McCartney doing an electronica
Exactly.
record. And
Yeah.
It's like, wow,
well, his
that's-
first album was even. I mean, he didn't. I don't think he did vocals on the first one. They
No,
did,
he
which
did
is-
not. He just
so this one
produced
is-
and co-wrote it, but he
Right.
didn't actually sing on it.
And probably my favorite artist right now is Janelle Monáe.
Okay, there you've got me lost.
Neo
Oh.
Soul?
That is.
No.
Huh?
Just that name sounds like a neo soul.
Well, you know what?
artist.
I just bought her first record, Metropolis, and it's like this whole. She's really into science fiction, and this thing's about like this android who falls in love with a human, and they're being chased around. But
Nice.
it's really funky. Like
Okay.
she works a lot with
I'm gonna test
Big
your...
Boy out in in Atlanta from
Outkast.
Outkast.
Okay.
So like these really funky beats. She just put out a new record that I'm sorry, I have to cheat. Their new record is the Arcandroid, which is like the sequel to this. It is fucking fat
Okay.
shit. I'm telling you.
Do
Go
you
get
know what movie that this chick Janelle, whatever her name is drawing from? Geek Pop Quiz again,
that.
Greg.
Not the original Metropolis. I don't know.
Yes, Metropolis. Fritz Lang.
Well, it said Metropolis on here.
Yeah, I know. That was a trick question.
Well, yeah. I kind of figured that out. I mean, I thought it was like some kind of like, like what movie was Lauryn Hill in? You know?
What famous superhero lives in that album cover?
Yeah. Like, well, do you know what movie Lauryn Hill was in?
I have no fucking idea.
Uh,
Is this
Sister
Lauryn
Act.
Hill?
Dave Chappelle's Block Party.
Shut
Sister
up.
Act.
She was in Sister Act.
She
really?
was in
Oh.
Sister Act?
Yes.
Dude, she probably doesn't want us talking about that.
It's just the only way we're going to talk about it.
To
'cause
be
she fell
fair,
off the
that's-
Is
fucking
there
ride.
anything wrong with it?
That's
Was it Sister Act
no.
1,
That's
2,
the
or
s-
3?
Back in the habit?
Does it
Back in the
matter?
habit?
It doesn't
Sister
matter.
Act is the Citizen Kane of a criminal in a nun outfit hiding from mobsters films.
That's
It
why
really
really
is.
well
Didn't
said.
Eric
That's
Idle
the best
do a
one
movie
I've
like
seen.
that too? Nuns on the Run.
And Sister Act is definitely better than Nuns on the Run.
Okay, fair enough.
Nuns on the Run, not so good.
Greg, you know what? We could spend all night talking to you. No, we couldn't.
No, we really couldn't.
No.
Oh,
but
wait,
but
what?
we need to move on.
Right.
We're
Because
still with Greg.
yeah, we are still with Greg.
Yeah.
Of course with you.
It's like running
Greg,
with
the
God.
rest of the night is yours.
It's
Yeah,
like running
focus
with
on
God.
Greg. He's here for 10
it's
minutes.
all about you.
It's
but,
the fog.
But all
It's
this
the fog.
talking is slowing Jason down on his drinking.
Yeah, exactly. But first, Greg, do you want to promote anything?
Well, I guess let me finish with this
yeah.
slight history of when
Oh,
Leon
Jesus
said about
Christ.
when Leon said about
I
playing.
was
in a
hoping
band.
you would just give it like a .com and thank you.
Three
good
things
night.
going on. Three things going on. Okay, I got fired from Soul Track Mine because Donovan's a knucklehead.
Yeah.
But
lead,
since then,
singeritis.
lead
It
singeritis.
happens.
But since then, I have a group that I've been trying to work with called the Court of Blood Technique. Now, the issue that I have with it is that it's been hard for me to find a drummer. I have a drummer, a guy named Chris Trafton, who wants to do the project. He's just on tour with Carolyn Wonderland and Guy Forsythe, two big Austin.
Oh, I love
musicians.
Guy Forsythe.
Oh yeah, Chris is really really cool. He used to play with the Bruce James Sultet. So anyway, so that's kind of been on hold because it's just been difficult to find musicians because that kind of music is like if you're familiar with Medeski, Martin, and Wood, or like the Meters or Jaco Pastorius, but like Jaco Pastorius, where he was playing with his quartet in New York. that's the kind of music, like funk, jazz, rock.
Jacko's
stuff.
kind of like the one jazz bassist, right? He's like the one
Well,
guy you're
he-
like,
he-
he's the jazz bassist.
What Jaco Pastorius did, he's not the one, but
He's
he
the
was
one that you people know, the one guy that
He
you,
used to-
you name.
He was Charles Mingus. Or you can
Oh,
even
that's
go-
right, Mingus. I'm sorry, I can't.
No,
believe I
no,
forgot
you've
his
got.
name.
Oh, I mean, you've
I
got
would say-
Ray. You've got Ray. But you got to say those are upright players. I mean, you got
Yeah.
Mingus, you got Ray Brown, you got Paul Chambers.
Yeah, but
you got
Jocko is
that guy.
electric.
But
bass.
electric bass.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
he was the
electric,
first
yeah.
guy to make it popular to play like lead jazz bebop on electric bass.
I mean, I gotta be fair, I love jazz, but I'm still maybe 5 years into
So Jason,
serious
I think it's
fandom
quarter
of
blood
it. So
technique, definitely.
Yeah. No. Oh no. But that doesn't. I
It
don't.
doesn't
have,
exist yet.
It doesn't have
You,
exist
you
yet
guys,
because
you guys are tossing something that's not even
no,
there.
it doesn't. I will trust me. When it
When
gets
it
up,
happened,
you'll
when,
know.
Yeah,
so
he won't
there's
shut up
that.
about it.
So
the
there's
shit out
that
of
thing.
it.
Now I actually just this week auditioned for this one band that, you go to Craigslist, you read these ads, you're like, oh, let me check it out.
Oh yeah.
No, I
And
know.
then you
No,
get
seriously.
stabbed when
No,
you
but
show
seriously,
up.
it's like-
Looking for
it's like,
curious
what the
black
fuck is-
man to drain my
Yeah,
tool.
it's like
I
what
know.
is this? Or like I need married white woman wants a BBC. No, what? No, I'm sorry.
The wife busted me on the Ashley Madison
Right.
account.
No, but no.
that never does work out the way I hope
No,
it's going
but-
to. This
but-
one time, Ted Danson and I showed up and answering one of those ads, and it was a
That would have been
mess.
pretty cool. But the one ad I answered was for this band called Boy Plus Kite, and I went to their
Boy plus kike?
That doesn't sound gay at
Kite,
all.
Kite, Boy plus sign Kite.
It's not gay.
It's not gay
Kite
or
flying.
anti-Semitic. It's
Yeah.
Boy plus Kite. Okay.
No, kite flying was cool when you were a kid.
but-
Come on. Did you never? Oh, you're
The
black.
Kite
You probably
Runner?
didn't. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that book.
white people go
Anyway.
fly kites. That's what we did. That's when we were young.
You
Go
guys
fly
got
a
the
kite.
whole survival thing down, so you might as well go fly.
And then
a
we
kite.
like you do.
And
You do. You go fly a kite, and then you go pee on the ghetto. Yeah.
Oh
That's
shit,
just what
man.
we do.
What's up?
Okay.
how
At
did
the
this
time,
band
it was
name
quaint
get
and
to this
charming.
thing?
Everybody
Jason
wish-
has a band
ev-
called
everybody
Boy
wish-
plus Minivan plus Candy.
Plus ice cream, free ice
Boy,
cream.
boy plus Nambla.
Everybody's gonna wish you luck on getting into the band. Boy
Well,
plus
wait,
kite.
let me just wait. Let me just.
No,
let
you
me
can't
finish.
do that. We're gonna be here till 4
No,
in the morning.
I was almost done. I was trying to explain what the band was. So anyway, I auditioned for the band. I got another audition. I'm jamming with them again in another week. But they're really good.
Boy
They're
plus
really-
margaritas?
If you want to check out their music, go to MySpace /boy/KITE.
Okay.
And they're like Yola Tango.
Fair.
Really melodic.
Which is
stuff.
an
And then
episode.
wait. I'm sorry. The third thing that just happened today on my way over here was there's a DJ here on Co-op Radio, which is a local like independent radio station here in Austin. My man Rick they're putting on these shows, basically live Soul Train shows that I'm going to be playing bass for, where they have dancing girls and like the whole 70s thing, and they're trying to do stuff at the Highball.
Okay. Well, that's
So,
okay.
that's
Yeah,
coming
that's
up.
cool. Yeah.
The highball
So-
being the
I'm there.
bar for the Alamo Draft House. Cinema,
Exactly.
basically.
Do they need a Don Cornelius?
Yeah, because you look just
Yeah, do you
like
know
him,
one?
Jason. Yeah, do you know one other than you?
I could totally.
Are you going to do like a Robert Downey Jr. and just wear the blackface and just...
Yes.
Yeah,
Dude,
except
I was just saying
Jason
I'm pretty
will
good
probably
at that
shit
at
me
this
down.
point. We should do
Yeah.
that together.
Actually, not in this town.
No dogs allowed.
Oh, you know what?
But
Before dismissing Jason and Grant, there is one last question I wanted to ask you. And
Mm-hmm.
Grant, as Grant goes, wait, what?
I have to leave.
I want to ask you a question from one of our longtime listeners, Mr. Sugar! And he says, Dear Leog Greg, here's a quick one. Where is that goddamn Leog theme song?
Yeah, what the
I'm not talking about the
fuck?
Watchmen, that sucky Watchmen. Oh, come on, dude. Grant worked hard on that. Oh, he didn't say sucky. Why did I read that in there? That's weird.
Strong together.
Hey, I love what you did, Grant. Don't listen to Shigar.
Yeah, he only read in
I
sucky,
Weird
then it
Al'd
wasn't
that
there.
Shit.
You
That
sure
was
did.
awesome.
Yes,
That
that's
shit.
exactly what you did, dude. But,
Actually-
but
Whoever
Greg,
has made fun of Weird Al.
Greg, where's
Actually,
where's the
demo,
Leog
the
theme
demo
song?
of the song.
Now, I'm not one to put pressure on the brother.
The demo of the
a year
song-
and some change.
The demo of the song. I don't know if you got the email I sent over.
I got the
Is
email.
about to be
Oh, you
played
got it?
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cyrus
can you
got
play-
the email.
Can you play our boys out with that?
Yeah, and I guess maybe we'll add lyrics at some point.
Well, the
but-
thing, okay, it's just I did it on GarageBand because I'm not. First of all, I'm not Joe Engineer, and second of all, I don't have Pro Tools or like or Logic. So I just basically did guitar, bass.
Mayor of Excuses.
Prince would have done it all by himself.
Yeah. I could do it by myself if I had Prince's money, but
Or
since I don't have
or if we
Prince's
were
money-
paying him.
Yeah, thank you.
Back
thank
when he
you.
was 17, he did it.
Yeah,
With
when he
no
had
money.
when he had a record deal that paid for the shit. Anyway,
Back when
but
he was 17.
back when
Peter
that's
or
back when
Tony
record
Bowles.
companies actually paid people to do stuff.
I will say this, like having listened to it, it was so much more than I would have expected because you were like, this is just bare bones, like don't get excited, whatever. And I listened to it, I was like, wow, this sounds like a totally professional thing
Yeah,
to me.
so
but
but no, it does need lyrics, but I wanted to involve everybody here in the lyrics.
Absolutely.
Because part of it was
Ooh, a lyric writing contest,
well, no,
huh?
well,
No, I don't think that's
well,
what we're saying.
Well, no, well, no,
No.
because the membership of the Leog has grown, and you
True.
want to try to get everybody into it.
Everybody
so-
gets a line,
Right, everybody should get in line. so
except
they
for
can-
Leon, who can't sing.
right, Leon doesn't.
Hey.
That part
You get
was
to
cool.
speak
Shit.
sing.
Yeah,
He'll
he
give
gets
you
to do
like
the
a-
Gil Scott Heron.
Exactly, the Gil
Oh,
Scott
yeah, I
Heron.
can do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks
I
for the
rap bit
save.
my sister Nell and Whitey's on the moon.
Thanks for the
You
save,
know what?
Greg.
That's a lyric. You can just say that. It would say, Gil, we're just borrowing it, man. It's all good. But I figured all of us can take a gander at it. And the other thing is, hopefully later on this summer, get to do a way better professional live drum version of it.
Right
Well,
on.
Let's let the as
Well,
far as what we've got, let's let the Leog listeners
And
decide.
hopefully, if you don't like it, then fuck you.
But listen up, this is what we got right now. This is the theme song from Greg, solely from Greg, played and recorded, so listen up.
All right. Welcome back to the last leg of the Leog. Wow, there's an anagram in there somewhere. But you know what? I don't want to come back in. As we were like setting up for this, we now have like our musical section of the Leog where we switched out the dead weight. That's right.
What kind of shit is that, man?
They switched themselves
What
out.
kind of shit is that?
No.
man?
It's all part of my plan. But gone are Grant and Jason, and replaced is the lovely Mary.
That's right.
That's right.
And our go-to guy, the Mr. Jack of all trades, Mr. Peter Fungus Monkey.
Hell yes, the spill famous fungus monkey.
Spill famous.
That sounds like a bad STD
Spill
that you
famous.
sniff
Spill
around.
famous. I wish I was
Whole
spill
other level
famous.
of
And major
famous.
fastball fan.
Oh, and huge! And the voice you just
Fastball
heard
fan.
was another special guest, Mr. Chepo from Karaoke Apocalypse.
Yeah, Karaoke Bobby, yeah, you rock, yeah.
Now, I don't want a bunch of musician egos bruising each other because this is Greg's night.
Just whip it out already and get it done with.
Greg,
Let's see who's bigger.
But I just want you to like
that'll
we
be
brought
good.
Chepo on because
That'd be good for me.
not only is he like somewhat of a star in Austin, but it's Chepo's birthday.
It
It's
is
my
birthday.
birthday, so I get to be
Happy
on this show.
You say it's your
Now,
birthday.
Chepo, real quick, tell us what you do.
What do I do?
What makes you the Chepo? The way you
What
can
makes
only
me
use
a
one name.
Chepo? I don't know. I think it might be that I have played in every band in Austin, maybe.
Yes, he has.
The recliners.
Except the good ones. Ah!
Boom.
Just kidding.
He's here the whole week, folks.
Oh, and let's see. I don't know. I'm an artist, and and I like fellatio. But
Giving or receiving.
But don't tell any of the girls.
And I like
We just had a whole big conversation about this
I'm
earlier.
honest.
Oh yeah, Hispanics.
Woo!
And I like fellatio.
Well, you were actually in bands that like you got signed.
I got
He was
signed
actually a successful musician.
and I got dropped. It was awesome. It's the greatest feeling ever.
Wow. So Greg, you had those stories too. I mean, I guess it's just a musician story.
I've never been signed. I've never been in a like a major label or even minor or small label.
This
signed.
is Austin.
I've
If
been
it's just
close.
getting signed for 10 minutes is as good as you can expect.
Now,
Right,
now,
yeah.
now, Mary is like a huge music aficionado. Man, if there's anything she and I bond over, it's that. And like, I have a huge love for music from the '60s.
Yes.
Probably even more than the '70s, which I know Mary does too.
I like all kinds of decades, you know.
And-
Even
and-
back in the whole Baroque period, yo. That's
Because
how far
Leon
back
was
I roll.
The whole
60 at
Baroque
the time of
period,
the
yo.
Because you know, if it ain't Baroque, don't
Have you been
fix it.
traveling with
Oh,
the
come
doctor?
on.
I'm
Yeah.
down with Vivaldi, y'all.
Leon was an
that
old
is
man.
that's such a bad joke. If it ain't Baroque, don't come on.
Everybody's heard that
It's-
joke.
I
though.
know, but it's still funny.
Is there anything that you might want to give us a little taste of your voice on? Because man, when we were coming in here, you did a little something. I was like, I got chills.
What?
You got, yeah. When you want to be, you got a
Bust it
sexy
out.
voice.
I just said, hey there. I really don't know what you're talking about.
Do it again, but more
like
breathy.
You say it.
Yeah, come on, come on.
Hey there.
You do a 3-part
See?
harmony.
You know what she's got? She's got that like.
And every
AM,
spill male just hit puberty right
She's
about
got that
there.
AM
give her a
DJ
moment.
voice.
Hey, I did
you
for a
know,
second
that
time.
really hot DJ voice.
Delilah.
Or like you like introduce like a song.
Now, I want to spend some more time talking to Chepo, but I'm not done with Greg.
Well, wait. Well, I was gonna. No, I'm actually more curious about just the deal because and being signed because I didn't know. That's cool.
What band were you with?
Yes,
I was in a
exactly.
band called Sing Cola, and we were around from 92 to 97, and we got signed in 94 with Caroline Records.
See, that's a real signing with a real indie label. I mean, not like nowadays. That's cool. Right on, dude.
Yeah, and then one day they decided in '96 that they didn't want to do any more rock bands, so they had another label called Astralworks, and they dropped all the rock bands.
But they did all.
That works with a WERK.
Yeah,
It
that
was.
Didn't they do like all like
Fat Boy Slim and
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
and they said no more rock and roll, and they dropped us, and it was depressing, and we broke up.
See, I got you beat. I got Fat Records.
PHAT or
yeah.
FAT?
The
FAT.
the kick-ass album label. We had a representative come down to see us live. The drummer swapped our set out with the local band because he felt bad for him. The representative went home after the local band.
Oh.
I
That
was gonna say
Failed
this,
drummer.
Like
That
back when
hurts.
That is why I hate all drummers.
Back when Sincola was playing and when y'all made it, we were all friends. Like that's when we met, and I was managing for whatever that's worth a band called Milk Trout in town.
that song.
great,
That was a song called
great
Girls in
band.
Bondage.
I remember that we were all like, Sincola got signed? Fuck those guys.
Yeah. Once we got signed, everybody hated us. With like all our friends they turned against us.
So did you have
We
a
were
a
evil.
nice advance?
No, we had a terrible advance.
Really?
The only thing that we bought a brand new tiny Dodge van to
yeah,
tour
the
in,
Grand Tour.
and then they paid our rent and utilities for the summer when we went on tour. That's it.
Graphics on the side of the van or no graphics?
No graphics. We got
Should've
no.
left with the graphics on the
We
side.
didn't get. I mean, it was cool to have all that, but we didn't get anything fancy. You know?
Did you have any like tour support? Like did you have like a
Yeah, we had tour support. We had
That's
we all but we all stayed in one motel room.
see
You know, there was three girls,
Road
three girls, two boys, and we stayed at Hampton Inns and shit all
That's
together.
bonding
And
for you.
you
That's
know,
band
you know what's
bonding.
funny about that too is like I was in an independent band. This guy named Jim Lamppost, and we toured the East Coast. And yeah, it was only. I mean, at that time, that was really. This is like about like I joined that band in '95. So it was about when the indie and the do-it-yourself stuff was really starting to happen. And I'm touring with this guy and living in New York, and we had our own room. I mean, we did have our own. It was we never slept more than two guys in the room. We always had our own bed. That was a rule of his. It's like no. everybody gets their own fucking bed. Period. And it was really
so lucky.
No, it was like, and so, but because at the
That's a
time
unique
though, I
kind of
had friends of
intimacy
mine
there.
that were like signed, they were at Sony or they were doing this or doing that.
If you're not sleeping in the truck
But see what you
are
hear
lucky.
though, but you hear all this shit like, man, we're signed, we're doing
I
this,
spooned
and then when you
with
start,
the bass player for
Right,
6 years.
Exactly, but then when you start thinking about, wait a second, I had this band and I got paid every night and it was actually really professional, and people were like, no, I was signed. We didn't have any of that shit. So I'm thinking, well, that's crazy.
I
man.
hate to interrupt, but I know Leon is dying to get this onto the tracks
I'm
that
sorry.
he
No,
wants
I-
it on.
sorry.
Well, this is musicians talking about the
No,
business.
and I'm
And
going
we'll
to
come
allow
back
you to
to
do
that.
that.
Let's
pull that back.
Because
Go ahead.
clearly,
Pull that
like
back
you guys all know so much about music, I can step out of it. But I want to get just a few questions in, and like some of
Yes,
these
sir.
are like so set for Greg, but I think they could go around to all
Round
of you.
table.
And one of them is from some asshole calls himself Fungus Monkey.
Aw,
Fuck
who's
that guy.
That motherfucker.
My God.
Wait, we're allowed
that
to
guy
write-
is everywhere. Seriously,
Mug-
I can't go on to spill.com without seeing that asshole post somewhere.
I would be
Fungus
sending
motherfucker.
questions in if I knew that was an option.
It's like he's OCD or something.
Well, you need an alter ego to do that. And then one of the questions is, Greg, Chepo, what guitars do you play?
Gear. I knew.
Yeah,
I saw
gotta
the
get the
stuff.
gear discussion
Of
out
course
of the
the
way.
gear.
Yeah,
What
what
kind of guitar do you play?
What gear do you use? What exactly?
Whatever's the cheapest, man.
Oh, come
I
on.
use a Mexican Fender Telecaster.
Yes.
I mean, from Mexico, NAFTA in the house.
No, wait.
So what you're
Now,
saying
I
is
like
it's
that
not
NAFTA.
the instrument, it's who's playing.
It's and the
Exactly.
price and who
Now,
set it up.
If you had your
Exactly.
choice, what gear setup would you have? Like if you could play any tour,
But wait a second,
and I mean
though.
big tours,
But it
not
depends-
like little clubs.
No, I would
not-
play a Les Paul with a Marshall, and that's it.
Right.
That's
Nice.
just no pedals,
half
no
stack or
nothing.
double stack.
A half stack.
See now.
Not the double stack.
No, I don't need that.
Oh come on, you gotta do the double stack.
No, but see, to me, it always depends on this. As a bassist, and when I was doing sessions, it always depend on whatever the session called for. But for me, like my main axis, my main gear is that I have a 78 Fender Jazz, and I just got a new Fender P bass. And for me, it starts with those. Because my guys that I was influenced by, either James Jamerson, Jaco Pastorius, McCartney, Jerry Jamot, Larry Graham, they all started on those basic Fenders.
That takes care of the third question.
No, McCartney, you wouldn't go for the viola bass?
No,
You wouldn't do
because
the-
it's not as versatile, and I like to slap.
Oh, see?
So, but
Well,
I mean,
okay, the
I
slap
like to
bass I'll
slap.
give you.
So that's where the jazz comes in, and plus
Yeah.
the neck. I mean, it's all about the feel. But when it comes to amps and sound, like right now, I still have an old shitty hardkey 2500.
Since you're a bass player,
right,
10-inch or 12-inch speakers.
I go by
Mary,
10-inch.
stop laughing.
Well, you said
Do you
amp.
like the 10-inch?
You said
Oh,
amp.
I got excited there for
Man,
a
I
second.
dream of a
You
10-inch.
didn't say amp.
Chocolate
You
vanilla
said-
swirl.
Well,
I
Because,
think
you know,
I think
there's-
it's a bunch of hype.
Anyway,
There's
wait,
a lot
wait.
of bass players
I
who
think it's-
love the 12-inch
No,
speaker.
I don't.
Some
I don't. I like
The
I like
10-inch?
I like 4x10s, or you can go. I mean, you can go with like an Ampeg, with an 8x10.
This is why I like Greg.
No, but
guys,
fuck
let's
you.
not
Yeah,
turn
I
this
know.
into a
but
technical
exactly
discussion.
4x10s have a different thing. But that's why we
Music geek.
4x10 with a 15 at the bottom. That's it.
Right.
All right, we're done.
Now, I want to ask about, and I'm going to start this off with Mary because I brought her in here. and
Because she got excited by the
just
I
the
had
ornament,
no idea you guys were
because
going
she's
to
the eye
geek out
candy.
this
Because
hard.
she
Actually
heard
found it
12
Fender.
inch.
Don't tell me
That's
that.
why.
Nobody else but us. will
Everybody,
know
let's not all talk at once.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
So now, favorite artists now and yesteryear. If you could pick two, Mary,
so
you started off.
Just like all time or
Yes.
all time?
Like
Oh,
like somebody comes to you and they're like, I don't know much about music. What should I listen to?
by far Beatles. Absolutely. I mean, I think that goes without say, especially
Okay.
with Greg here. So
Nah,
sorry.
you don't. Well,
Yeah.
that's-
Well, like I know you're a huge Beatle fan
Right.
too, so.
But I mean, like.
But is that your answer too?
Oh hell yeah.
If you weren't here, she would say
Absolutely.
Donnie and Marie.
Yeah.
The best of bread.
I was like, Leon, Leon, have you met Mary?
No, no.
Have you seen my Beatles everything collection?
Okay, so like to me, like almost everything that comes out now, it either sucks or it sucks less enough that I can still deal with it. But what's out now that you like?
Oh god, I'm in love with Management, or MGMT as they call them.
Okay.
I fucking love those guys.
Yeah, they are pretty badass.
They're
Yeah,
really
they are
good.
good.
I started listening to this new They just put out their first album. It's a band called Girls out of San Francisco. One of the lead singers was in the formerly in the Children of God cult. And there's a great article on
Is that a band or
No, that was an
the
actual
cult?
cult.
Yeah, I know.
Children of God. It's a real live freaking cult.
That's what Rose McGowan was in, I think.
And
Really?
I have their
Yeah.
album. It's actually called Album, and the band's called Girls, and they got a lot of. It's kind of reminiscent of Pet Sounds in a way, but
Okay.
very much
Ooh.
has a management type sound to it.
Ironically,
This-
she just started reading seriously her first comic book, and can you guess what it is?
It's called
that she's
Girls
into?
by
It's
the
called
Luda
Girls.
Brothers. I fucking
But,
love that.
I love it. It's
comic.
like Mary's like 15 years old, but she's just dropping
I'm
all
not
this knowledge.
15. 15. I'm 24.
You said it was called Album?
Yeah, it's
He
literally
likes
called
them young.
Album. And
PIL had an album called Album
Yes, they
Yeah.
did.
in 1986.
Love PIL.
Now,
Small
FYI.
factoid: my first band's album was titled self-titled album, just because at the time we were,
Kinda like
we were young.
System
we were
of a
like,
Down put
you
out
guys
this
really
Wilderness
clever.
album.
and of course we're stoners.
how'd
so-
that work out for you?
Well, at the time
come
we were
on,
all
man.
stoners.
What
We're
kind of
like,
shit is
you
that?
know what? If we name the album self-titled album, everyone will say this band. I'm not gonna say the name because
Your voice
fuck
just sounds
those
like.
guys. This is a band that I was dropped out of, so fuck those guys.
That's a good
But
name for a band.
I'm not going to
those
say
guys.
the band's name because they're fuckers and they kicked me out of the band. But with
Drive
their first
Shaft.
album was self-titled album, just so we could all say, dude, their first self-titled album.
Well, see, that's like coming out with your first album called Greatest
Your
Hits or
voice
something
there
like that.
just totally sounded like Sandy, the little friend from Daria. I don't know. The Fashion
Again,
Club.
I cannot believe that Cyrus has not watched Daria.
I
Really?
fucking love Daria.
Daria?
I get it.
Diarrhea?
I love
Daria
that
is like
series.
Spanish
Da-da-da-da.
fly for geek girls.
Yes.
Daria is the greatest.
He's
series
already
ever.
won.
She was such a great.
If you
He's
ever
such
want
a
to
acerbic
right
wit.
here.
If you ever want to sleep with a geek girl, you watch
Excuse me.
Daria.
He's
Greg,
Excuse
what are
me.
you doing?
He's singing the theme song.
Greg,
That's
Greg,
the theme
yeah.
That's the
song.
thing. You have to watch to see
Listen,
it.
Cyrus doesn't have to try to sleep with geek girls. He's already like gone to Millionaire Acres and won the game.
Exactly. I'm at the
he's
end
got
of
the
this.
Now, I got one more question I really want to get in, only because I want to know the answer to this as well.
Okay.
And this is from Nate, our good old friend
My
Nate.
man
Nate!
Yay!
Love Nate.
He's gonna
Wow.
stay over
Me and
here
him share
in
a
June.
brain.
Hi, Greg.
son?
Where's the Leog theme song? No, that's actually not his question.
What's up with that?
We got that.
That was
I
Mark.
mean, that was his question, but he
We can
says,
do that.
what is the creative process for making a song? I mean,
Oy vey.
Exactly.
you start with lyrics, so you come up with a riff and just build around it. How does that work?
For me personally, it just I just came up with this bass lick, and you're gonna laugh because when I'm watching TV and I'm watching like the Lakers or I was watching the NBA playoffs and I'm sitting relaxing, I got a bass in my hand and I'll just sit and start playing, and then you start playing something over and over again. I'm like, wow, I kind of liked it. And then you just lay it down, and then you lay it down on either whatever's around, like back in the day it was cassette. Then you just do it digitally, and then you just kind of build on that. And it just, whatever, for me anyway, whatever influences you, it can be something somebody says. It could be like reading a line in a newspaper or reading something online. It doesn't matter. And then you just get sparked, and then it kind of takes you where you want to go. So there's no, I know for me, it's no solid answer. So
Chepo?
Well, usually it's either that if you're like alone in bed and you're high
Yes.
and you're by yourself, you start getting paranoid, and then all of a sudden a riff gets into your head, and then it's just stuck there. Like
Right.
you could grab your iPhone or something and start singing into it, like. And then like go back to it later, and then you've got like the foundation for a song. Or you're sitting around with a group of people and somebody starts playing something on guitar, and you either start singing. There's no solid concrete way. It just goes. It's just whatever's going on at the time.
So how do you break away in that situation? I mean, what do you do? Like, I know for me as a writer, I'll get an idea for something I want to do, and I'll be like, you know what, I got to go write this down real quick, and I'll go write it down. But with music, do you go? I mean, what do you do to keep that?
The best thing to do seriously is if you have a record, like some kind of digital recorder or something, and you record it, and then you walk away and then come back, like. Practice is over, you go home, and then you listen to it. Sometimes even like 3 years later, you'll hear some tapes with some riffs on
I got
them.
shit
You know
20
what?
years later, man.
I literally have somewhere in a box in my many boxes that I have since I moved here to Austin. I have an answering machine.
Yeah.
Where I would call myself.
Yep. Yep, I did that
and then
too.
leave messages on my answering machine going, okay, here we go. I
would do that too, man.
And years later, I'll be like, that shit. Oh,
Yeah,
that's a good
exactly.
riff. I should reuse
I just went through
that.
a box of cassettes that I
Yep.
recorded 10 years ago and found some killer
Hell
riffs.
yeah.
That I was just like, at the time, I was like, this is crap. Everybody's doing this. This sucks. And threw it away, you know, and didn't even mark didn't even Sharpie on it like what it was called. And then I found it recently. It's brilliant.
I've got cassettes like that too, because you come up with a riff or a lyric or an idea or a melody or a beat or whatever, and you just gotta get it down. So you get it down as quick as possible, and then you leave it alone, or you either come back to it. Or sometimes I know about like now with like the digital recording for me now is kind of cool. Like I'm not a great engineer. But I know enough with GarageBand and stuff that I can like kind of lay down basic stuff. I'm like,
Enough
okay,
to be dangerous.
I was like, okay, shit, okay, I'll do this drum track with this bass line, this guitar part, and then leave it alone, and then come back to it later. And then I don't know about you guys, I like, you know, because of going through learning saxophone first, and like I went to music school initially, you know, so I actually sit down and write music out sometimes. Well, I'll like, you know, I'll write a chord chart or I'll write a melody line and stuff like that. That's it. But it's just a matter of how you're trained and also just what is easier for you to get the idea down.
Well, and you can always tell which bands are controlled by which member. Like
Exactly.
Bands like Beatles, you know that it was run by John because every song in there is
no,
very guitar driven.
No, because
John and George.
Wait,
This is gonna get ugly here, people.
Wait, real quick.
This is
real
the
quick.
It's actually Ringo.
It's all Ringo.
Wait, let me
passive-aggressive.
just correct you real
Hey,
quick.
one person at a time. here. Come on.
blind.
Hey, thanks for throwing down the Pepsi challenge there, Peter.
Let me correct you.
Hey, what's better, Pepsi or Coca-Cola?
And now all the fans will.
No, quickly. No,
This is gonna start an epic troll war on Spill.
this could go on
I
all
can do
night.
this really
We need a
quickly.
spin-off.
Seriously.
Wait, let's pull that back.
Wait,
Sorry.
let me just finish that real quick.
Let's save it for the comments here.
We just
I have
got
a one.
pages of
I have a
comments
much
on that
simpler discussion. Is there a God?
That's
Because
true.
really, this is
abortion
the
be legal?
oldest argument
No,
about
it's
rock
not.
there is.
It is
Come
not,
on.
and I can do it really quickly.
One sentence. One
the
sentence.
beginning when the Beatles started, it was John's band.
This is
but
exactly what I was going to
no,
say before
listen,
you interrupted me.
Stop. Listen. But then when John and Ringo and McCartney and George got married and they lived in the suburbs. And McCartney was still a bachelor, even though he lived in Jane Astor's house in the '60s. McCartney started musically dominating the band, literally because he was the guy that got to the studio first, and he was the one trained musician before he met the rest of the guys.
And
I'm
This
gonna
is what I was gonna
ask
say.
that some of our listeners send in a definition of quickly.
This is what I was going to say before everyone jumped
wow,
on my
Like I
ass.
said, save it for the comments, people.
Yeah, some other time.
the
This
only
is going to be an epic
man.
troll.
The
I'm just
only
saying
people on Spill who get gold stars for having I said it first is Corey, but he gets to edit it to make it look
Yeah.
that way.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Leading to put.
I get
Chepo, while
passionate
you're
about
here, I would love for you to plug what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Right now, I've got a group called the Dead Motley Sex Maidens, and we do
One
it.
more time.
Dead Motley Sex Maidens.
Do you have a website?
Yes, we do. It's karaokeapocalypse.com, and actually, the name of the band is Dead Motley Sex Maidens. The show is called Karaoke Apocalypse, and it's a live punk rock, heavy metal, new wave karaoke band, and we play at the Highball. Used to be once a month, now it's once every 2 months, and
Oh, damn.
we do punk, metal, new wave songs from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and early 90s.
Well, hopefully you guys will be
wanna
playing
go.
sometime in June, and maybe some our fans who come here.
Actually, we're playing. I think we're gonna do SpillCon. I just
Oh, you
talked.
are?
Yeah. I think we're gonna do.
Awesome.
I think we're gonna do
Awesome.
SpillCon.
Now,
If we can work it out, we will work it
I
out.
feel underqualified to not only just to talk to you, but to even compete in this music discussion. But this being This Is Your Life, I have your old friend from high school, Mr. Bo. Come on
Yay!
in, Bo.
Bo was a.
Yeah.
Bo, tell us about yourself.
Well, I
What do we
think
not
that
know?
Everybody who's listening to us knows enough about me to not care.
Wait.
But I do really briefly before we go any further, I do want to give Chepo here some bigger geek credentials, because Yeah, absolutely. He is the music meister, and he isn't kidding about it. Every band was like, between him and a guy named Hunter Darby, they're the bassist for every band in Austin.
Oh, is
over the last
Hunter
10
Darby?
years.
Is he the guy that looks like Artie Ziff?
Yeah,
No,
actually,
that's Greg Wilson.
I was in a band with him.
Hunter Darby.
He looks like Artie Ziff in real life.
Hunter Darby actually looks like the guitarist for R.E.M. back when he was young. Surprisingly
He's
enough.
kind of the Keith Richards of Austin.
He really is.
He will
but
never die.
but I have known Chepo for a long time, but when I met him, well before he was into music, he is the go-to horror guy. Like, I mean, nowadays,
horror. When you want to get a hooker,
something
you
else,
go-
too.
settle down now.
horror.
Settle down. If somebody was asked to ask me a horror movie question before I knew Jason, the go-to guy for me would be Chepo Pena.
Nice.
That was
This
in the 80s,
motherfucker
though.
in here, and definitely in the 80s. But I remember like him coming to high school on Halloween, like in the 80s, totally dressed as Freddy Krueger, and this was well before the internets, guys. You could not order the glove online. You had to make that shit, and he fucking did it. He had the sweater, he had the hat, he had the makeup.
Awesome.
He was the boy, and I mean that is something that will never escape me.
Awesome.
For Chepo, and the first band you were really into was the Misfits, and Samhain, because they had that horror movie like capability.
And the first time I heard Samhain was because my friend Scott and Mr. Bhopal both turned me on to the Samhain and the Misfits.
That's what I was gonna ask, like the Danzig Misfits or later on.
No.
The Danzig. I just turned 37 today.
Yes.
I was going to say,
hero
like,
yes,
I missed out on the Misfits almost entirely because I would
Really?
listen to it and I went, this is too sloppy for me. I don't really like this. But then Samhain, I was like, fucking metal, dude. This shit
Hell
rocks.
yeah.
Well, it's funny because like the first band, like I remember when Chepo formed his first band, it was more or less they were doing the Danzig thing, and like back when the first Danzig solo album came out, which came out when we were both like I was a junior and he was a sophomore in high school.
Did you do Mother?
Yeah, he was really into that.
We did Twisted Cane. And,
Oh yeah, and they did. But and before you bag on the motherfucker, he did it well.
Yeah, we
Yeah, he had a fucking double lock, and like for a while,
I straightened my hair to have a double lock.
yeah, for a
have an
while
afro.
they had the he had
Awesome.
a little cover band going, and it was just like it was fucking awesome, man.
Thank you,
I
Bo.
just want to give him the props. Also, he was in the first band called Gomez.
He was. They actually
right.
had
Oh, yeah.
Fuck
the
those
name
English
from you.
guys. They had
I've only
didn't
heard
they
the
have
new
to buy their
Gomez.
name?
Yeah,
from it?
we threatened with a lawsuit, and then we settled out of court.
So there you go.
Cool.
Which sucks
$2.
because like I kind of wish that we would have kept the name because everyone in Austin is like Gomez, isn't that punk rock band? And like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
And then
It's all
now
funky
it's like
now.
Gomez, isn't that British band? I'm like, no, it's the punk rock band.
Yo, why
And
would
for
a
all
Brit-
those
why
guys-
would
Whoa.
a British band want to be called Gomez in the first
They're
place?
fucking assholes.
And
That's
actually,
why.
yeah, for all you
Because
Gomez,
they're English
for
and they
all
colonize everything.
you, for all you Gomez fans,
We're gonna take what's originally ours.
for all you Gomez fans out there, your favorite band sucks. So just letting you know.
The one thing I would like to say, and I mentioned this earlier, I don't remember if it was on mic or not, but like every time you have those discussions about music, you're like, best album covers ever. And Gomez with Chepo had one of my favorite album covers of all time where they parodied that fold open album of Danzig's first record, solo record, with the big horn demon where it went across both sides, except it was Yoda.
it was Yoda.
Oh.
And the funny thing is that you
small
can't.
applause.
We couldn't open the vinyl version, so the album was called "We Couldn't Afford a Gatefold." And did you know? But just a quick piece of trivia here. Did you know that Danzig took that horn from Crystar, Star Warrior, Marvel
Yeah,
comic book?
comic,
Okay,
yes.
I did not know that.
yeah, I saw that
Crystar.
issue and I was like,
The
Crystar is like a
Marvel.
shitty, like crappy comic book based on a shitty toy line, and Danzig.
Yes.
It was
And-
nowhere near as good as Amethyst, Princess of Gemworld.
And And it's weird because Chepo looks like a big motherfucker who could kill you, but he's just as much of a comic book geek as Glenn Danzig.
Wait,
I'm more of a TV movie geek. My comic book skills do not match you guys. Just
Hey,
FYI.
I am not a comic book geek at all.
He totally toned out on the first part of like when we got here.
Dude,
Which
what,
is like,
just
they're
FYI.
talking about D&D and okay.
My most valuable comic book is the X-Men Go to the Texas State Fair. All right.
I do also want to throw this
That is
down
awesome.
as
Was
far
Big
as
Tex in there? Hell yeah, I used to go to the big
Storms
state
flying
fair.
around him and stuff.
They find new mutant who can fire off funnel cakes.
And corny dogs.
I also want to throw this out just as far as geek credentials is Chepo has himself done. If any of you are familiar with Loteria cards, they're kind of the Spanish tarot, if you want.
Bingo. They're more
bingo. They're for playing bingo, more or less. But they're really cool, and they've been kind of co-opted by the artistic world in a lot of ways. But what he has done is he has taken them and used them with Star Wars characters, and you can see this on his website, which is could you plug that?
Yeah, it's Chepo CHEPO.net.
And they're awesome, and you can't buy them because Lucasfilm owns those images, and he would never be able to sell those to you if you got in touch with him and maybe said you really like those images and you would like to.
I
have
take
something
donations.
Now, I know that Lucasfilm has a tendency with that sort of thing to actually say, hey, do you want to put those through our sales service thing? Like, you can sell them, but you have to do it through us or we get a percentage. Has that happened?
No, it hasn't, and which sucks is I wish it would. Lucasfilm put out a book called Star Wars, 1,000 Collectibles, written by Steven Sansweet, and they put my cards in there, and they didn't even ask me if they could use them, so it's like I stole from them, they stole from me. So it's kind of like an even thing. So now, hopefully, with all the press that I'm getting from Boing Boing put up an article, and then it spread like crazy, especially through Mexico. I'm hoping to to contact them and get a limited license to at least release some.
That's horrible. But in their defense, they own those images.
No.
And I would hate for anybody to take it upon themselves to get in touch with you personally and buy those images because they're really, really fucking cool.
Yeah, see, that's what I was gonna
because
say,
that would be wrong.
Yeah, please don't get in touch with me at chepo.net because I would be like,
buy those.
That would be, man, don't do that. George Lucas has given us so much good stuff.
But as much as I want to continue to promote those
We
great
should
things,
really-
no, don't apologize to me. You can keep hugging me though.
We
That
should
was
really
nice.
start talking
All right.
about
music. Yeah, and I'm gonna take over the wheel again if you don't mind. And you know what? I want to ask a couple questions. I want to get right out here and say let's geek out about music. We don't have a lot of time for it, so let's go right into it. If you had to, I'm gonna go around to starting with Greg and then Chepo and then let anybody else throw out if they have a good answer for these. If you had to name your favorite genre of music, what would it be, Greg?
Funk.
Can you give me just a few specific examples real quick, like artist and album?
James Brown, In the Jungle Groove.
Really, not Live at the Apollo?
Or Live at the Apollo. See, it's so difficult. Funk, English rock. Sorry. I had to go two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Revolver is my favorite album of all time.
Really?
Revolver,
Beatles,
Innovision, Stevie Wonder. Those are my top two favorite albums of all time.
Stevie Wonder. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, wait.
Shut up.
Let's not open that up.
He's a
No,
heathen, so
Besmirch
ignore him.
the wonder.
Stop.
You weren't even
Peter,
here.
stop right now. You don't want to go.
Yeah,
there.
you don't want to go there. Chepo?
And moving on.
My favorite genre is either hard rock or punk rock. My favorite bands are the Runaways and the Descendants.
Wow.
Oh, the
nice answers.
Descendants.
Milo goes to fucking college.
They have that.
See, and this is where I come back to where in high school, Chepo saw my Ramones pin, and he was like, "Wow, man, are the Ramones cool? Should I listen to those?" And I was like, "Yes, you."
And then I
should."
saw the Ramones at a club in Austin called the Back Room, which
Fuck
is
yeah, you did.
the smallest club ever for them to
Oh,
play,
it was dirty.
and it was awesome.
I miss going to the back room and feeling threatened by
know.
weird, scary biker-looking dudes.
I miss that place.
Yeah. Bo, you want to throw out a couple things?
Yeah,
down there?
I will definitely say, one of the shaping force of my life was the pre-punk scene in New York. So I'm talking about like bands like Television, the Talking Heads,
CBGBs.
Blondies, the New York Dolls, CBGBs, the stuff that kind of formed the blueprint for what made punk happen in the United Kingdom. Those bands are still on the top of my list. Like, if you want to hear like the baddest ass guitar rock ever, by Marquee Moon by Television.
That's
it
an
is one of
amazing-
the most
that is a great
amazing
album.
albums.
It's funny when people
ever
first started
made.
showing up today. That was what was playing on my stereo.
Yeah, exactly. Anything by the New York Dolls, Totally Behind, the first 3 Blondie albums, the Talking Heads, especially going back to the stuff like Psycho Killer and that kind of stuff. That's sort
Dead
of stuff
Boys.
that-
You're forgetting the Dead Boys.
The Dead Boys, yeah, absolutely. If you do not own some copy by some band doing a cover of Sonic Reducer, you are not living right. Because Sonic Reducer is the proto-punk single. It's just the best fucking punk song, one of the best punk songs ever made.
Were you into like the DC stuff, like Fugazi stuff?
Yeah, I was definitely into
I was really into Bad Brains.
That was
a lot of it was because
I was living in DC
Yeah, so-
area.
well, yeah,
and
you
I
were
grew up
there.
going to see
Yeah.
Bad Brains when they were there, and Gray Matter
Yeah.
and Minor Threat and all those bands. And that was like my first exposure to hardcore, was that stuff. Dag Nasty, which is like kind of the beginnings of emo punk in some ways.
There's a really great photo essay book called Banned in DC, and the title comes from the Bad Brains single. But
yeah, I've been to the Discord house.
Yeah,
Bad Brains are cool. They're just the only problem with those guys is that they're very homophobic.
Oh yeah, no, Bad Brains.
Yeah.
I will not buy anything by Bad Brains because they are pretty much byline Rastafarians, and Rastafarians.
That's what-
sorry,
yeah,
they're
that's-
very
And I've heard that they're very difficult at clubs
Oh.
and stuff. But
no,
they're so
not
awesome.
like HR hitting a fan with a
Nah.
mic standing on
You
there.
know what I'm going to say,
you
though?
know, that never happens.
I'm going to pull the same example I always do in these things. Marlon Brando was a huge douchebag, but that doesn't mean On the Waterfront's not a great
You're right.
Yeah, you're right. I have every one of their
by the
albums.
way, I never tell anyone on here to download something from the internet, but download Band in DC and Rock and Light from the internet.
Well, Rock from
Do
Light,
it for free.
I would say that Rock, if you were going to say just original first wave hardcore, Rock for Light is the greatest album of first wave hardcore, and maybe just hardcore.
And for
period.
all, and oddly enough, on this tip of them being homophobic, as far as like, anybody who's racist about music, man, black people really did invent everything, and they invented hardcore. And if you don't think they invented hardcore, listen to fucking Bad Brains,
or
because
Death.
they fucking did it.
They were the fastest.
Death and Death. That was the they were the
between
band
Death,
from,
which is a really great band out of the Midwest,
Detroit,
and Bad Brains, which is out of DC. They clocked it, dude. They fucking did it.
It's funny, like you were talking about early punk, and I didn't get to that till later. I was actually very much post punk.
Oh yeah.
I hit
And
all
you
that
went back.
stuff way before. Yeah, I went back to like New York Dolls and Iggy and the
Yeah.
Stooges. Hell, Iggy and the Stooges, I guess, is proto punk, but still, like I came to that stuff later. I started with more like Joy Division and things like that, going like, wow, this stuff is really neat.
Oh,
and,
my
and
main
now,
bands in high school were like, as far as what I considered the cutting edge when I was in high school in the late '80s, were Joy Division and Sonic Youth.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, Sonic Youth was like
yeah.
for me what the game changer. That's where I went from listening to 3-chord like rock and punk and whatever else, going, yeah, this is fun, this is cute, to that's called No Wave, I believe, is what they started, and this whole like all open tunings and going, what in the hell?
You know what?
And realizing that at first it sounds just like noise, and then you've got to give it a couple listens.
and a lot of that.
it
my God,
changes-
that's fucking
really
early.
changes the way your brain works.
That early New York stuff, one of the bands that I didn't mention was Suicide. And Suicide is the band that led directly to like those no wave bands like Teenage Jesus and the Jerks and Sonic Youth and the Contortions and Lydia Lunch and whoa.
Well, okay, what Sonic Youth, which was interesting for me, is that I heard of him, but I didn't get into him really until Goo, and that's only because Chuck D was on that track.
Cool thing. Which was an awesome track.
But then I started
Hit him where it hurts.
Yeah. But I started exactly.
Come on, white girl.
But I started reading about Thurston Moore, and this is the fun thing about New York, because the other scene about New York, because I wasn't into a lot of punk and proto-punk stuff. I mean, I listened to it and I got into it later in my life, but on the other side of that, with that kind of same ethos, is that the jazz kind of scene, like that kind of like Bill Laswell. There's a band called Defunct, and like the funny thing about like a guy like Thurston Moore, because I know one of his influences is John Coltrane with this Wall of Sound with his sax playing.
See, it's weird when it comes to New York, because that New York scene can be so.
It is,
even though it's such a small island, it's so insular. But if you get up the pike with the people that have been doing it a long time, those are the guys that have been doing
and
crossover.
They've all played
exactly,
together.
Yeah.
All
Thurston
played
Moore
together.
has played with like all the great jazz.
You're listening like Laswell.
Right.
Between him and John Zorn,
exactly.
they're the ones who took punk and what was going on in punk
put it with jazz.
and put it with jazz.
And the thing is, like, and for me, my band in high school, my ultimate band in high school is Living Color. Who's their guitarist, Vernon Reid, was in all of that stuff, and that's why. And I mean, I love Living Color.
Vernon Reid's like the new wave version of Jimi Hendrix. He is so fucking incredible.
But he can play anything. He was part of all those scenes. He's jammed with all those guys, and that's where. And I hate it and I love Austin. Austin's a great music city, but you don't have that kind of stuff here as you did in New York.
I disagree.
Really sad
but we have other weird.
No. You don't.
What's really
You
sad
don't.
is that, Living Color is only known for that one
cult of personality.
But you know what? But Vernon
if you listen
Reid's
to the rest of their catalog, it's so much great stuff.
But Vernon Reid's like, hey man, we had one hit. I wrote one really great song. I don't care, because he's got enough fans, and he was secure as himself as a musician. But getting back to what I was saying about New York is like, you just have a bigger palette because you just have a bigger city. And I mean, I'm serious. Like when it comes to like say like right before Jaco Pastorius died, he was doing his punk.
I would
stuff.
agree with you 10 years ago. I don't think that is as true with the Austin
Dude, you
scene.
don't have the Village Voice. I mean, not the Village Voice. You don't have the Village Vanguard. You don't have the Village Gate. You didn't have CBGBs. You didn't have that kind of stuff.
I do think that
or you know what's going on in Brooklyn now, even which really started before. Like I moved here in 2000. That whole Brooklyn scene actually started like in 97, 98, 99. And I know nobody here probably likes hip hop as much as I do, but then you don't have, Peter does.
We got some stuff here that New York doesn't have.
No, that's true. We're actually one of the centers for post rock, which is a very burgeoning new thing right now, and it's really interesting. It's like instrumental rock stuff. I mean, I remember when I was in high school, there was a band called Blind Idiot God that was pretty much the forefathers of that. And now there's like all these bands in Austin coming out of nowhere, and we're really one of the few cities doing it. It's not the first time we've had the forefront of something. I mean, the Butthole Surfers changed punk and rock.
We had the Butthole Surfers, we had Trance Records and Ed Hall.
Yeah.
We had that whole weird noise thing here in this town.
Which is cool, but the Knitting Factory and also Wetlands, like, it depends on what kind of music, like, Blues Traveler and what's that other band? I'm not into Blues Traveler myself, but like Fish and all that stuff. Wetlands in New York was a club that played all that stuff.
No, and the Wetlands cool.
So it depends on what kind of genre of music too.
No, the Wetlands had a lot of hip hop and stuff.
The Wetlands really was like, when you got the Roots and then you had Jill Scott and India Arie, they were in Philly. They would come up Sunday nights and they'd have the open mic and they'd always sit and jam upstairs and downstairs.
And that's why you should always use the knitting. That's why you should always use the Wetlands as an example for hip hop style. Because
but they also
the rock stuff that they offered us sucked.
No, but they
because it was hippie bullshit.
No.
Yes.
No, on Sundays.
No, Fish is hippie bullshit.
I know, but on Sundays they had all ages.
Can you talk about Doctor Who now?
on Sundays they had all ages punk shows. I can't remember the big punk band that would play.
I agree with you.
Yes, yes.
I
they
agree
had
with you
stuff.
that more.
I'm not sure if they're any. I'm
more
not sure if they're
important
good, but
stuff came out of New York.
no,
than Austin,
I wouldn't say
question.
more important.
I
It's just
would.
different
True.
stuff.
I would. No
You know,
question.
Austin's
Austin's influence has been subtle but important, and in
Very.
some ways very distinctively
so.
Austin only.
I
where,
agree
where
with
it
that,
came
yeah.
from and it affected everything else, but in a way that maybe like the mainstream didn't realize at all, but musicians did.
I have a question. Actually, I have a question for you guys. And actually, everybody here. It's
Sweet,
like,
let's hit it.
It's like you saying that about Austin and New York and LA and all that stuff. Like, I feel fortunate in my life that I've been to like music centers. You know, like I've been to Liverpool. You know, been New York, been here in Austin. Like, what other music center? And I've been to Detroit. I'm born in Chicago. So, but what other music centers have you guys been to that you can actually feel? Like, I've never been to Seattle. You know what I mean? And or just like anything where either you were there with the scene, you know that something was going on, or you felt like that.
Well, I will say that's a thing of timing, but I will say this about Austin: I have never not felt it here.
Right.
And
That's
we
what
get.
I wanna say.
I mean, look, Alejandro Escovedo. You know,
Right.
this guy's a pioneer of punk, pioneer of post-punk, pioneer of Americana rock and roll, pioneer of cowpunk. Where does he live? Austin. I mean, there's so many people that keep coming here, and I think there are and this is something that I've learned as an Austin resident, because I've always been like, when is it Austin's turn? When is Austin going to be like the big fucking
Never.
like Seattle thing? And Chepo's right. It's never going to be, because we are always the back burner. This is the place where people are always coming, and they always know they're welcome. And that's why the people that do come out of here are staid motherfuckers, like Alejandro Escovedo or fucking Willie Nelson or fucking
Doug Somm.
Sled Cleaves or Doug Somm or
But do you think that's a nature of also the timing too? Because you're talking. I mean, as far as newer guys. You know,
Austin's one of those towns where like people come out of here and everybody knows them within a scene outside of what's going on in music right there, but they're not making a lot of money themselves, with the exception of Spoon, which is, I still don't know how Britt Daniels did it, but he managed to grab a hold of a much bigger
he kept working hard.
But he was working 10 years before. You know,
Yeah,
that's something that people talk about.
That's what I think the nature of Austin is. Is just like, if you want to be, part of an explosion, move
You're not
to
gonna
another
do that.
scene.
Yes.
If you want to be a musician for your life, and that's all that you're gonna fucking do, move to Austin.
Exactly.
'Cause I think
Move
this is
to
the
LA.
city.
Yeah. Move to
This
New
is
York.
the musician city.
Well,
it is, but if you
really
don't get
do.
yes
paid,
and no, because as far as paying gigs,
It's a training ground.
yeah, it's a
LA,
no.
New York.
No, I don't even believe that.
Well, you don't have
I
a
think
you don't have
this
you
is
don't
where
have
you
a
come.
serious studio scene here, or there's no serious studio
and I wanna
scene,
back
and there's
Bo
no
up on that.
Its own
Because
show.
I played in a grunge alternative band in Seattle. We toured Seattle during the whole grunge explosion there.
Right.
And that was good. But I have never, ever seen an audience or musicians than I have in Austin fucking Texas. This is the town where you go when you want to prove that you can be a real musician.
Nah,
and not
I don't
just-
agree with that.
Not just
because you can be
flash in
any
the pan.
no, because you can be anywhere. Because seriously, true, a lot of musicians, if you're really professional, you're
This is
touring,
the
and
home
it doesn't.
of
It really
music.
doesn't matter where you live. Because I mean, you got guys like anywhere from guys like.
I've never seen a crowd more
Greg,
appreciative
I
than
will
here
agree
in
with you. What Austin is, it's a permanent artist colony.
Exactly.
It's a place where you can come and it's just like, well, but here, I'm going to go a little bit further, and I'm going to say that even if you come here and you're like, well, this isn't working out, I'm going to move to Austin, I'm going to play here, your music is going to go out and it's going to influence people.
Oh yeah,
Hey, guys, you know that
And
part
that's it.
in Saturday Night Live when you start hearing the music starting to play in the background?
I'm being played. Oh my God, I'm being played. Oh my God,
The
Leon's
giant
hurting me.
cave.
or
And there's
like
the part where like
and-
Chepo and Greg come up and go, what do they say usually when it's on Saturday Night Live? They go like, hey, thanks a lot.
or like in
The
Dr.
cast is
Katz.
wonderful.
This is the part where Horatio Sands starts mugging for the camera.
I always liked in Dr. Katz. It goes up. Time's up. When the music started coming on, time's up.
I want
time's
to
up.
give special thanks to Mary, who came here by request and
Who
didn't get a chance
endured
to get
this,
a word in
We adored
edgewise
Mary.
from you, Dick.
Well, honestly, I would love at
I
some
just
point.
don't really have anything to say. I mean, I've only lived in Austin for 7 years, and
Well, because we
I'm
got
too
real,
young to know any of this
Baba
movement.
yeah, we got real
Bring
into
that
the
into
geeky rock history stuff
Wow,
What ifs?
imagine
I know
that,
it's just the eye candy anyway.
on a podcast.
Nothing wrong with that.
If
Nothing
you-
wrong with that.
You want me to, like,
if
get my
you
bikini
fans
on
could
and
be
pow
here
around you,
to
so-
see
Well,
her.
hey, Mary, I tell you what, you're gonna want to be here next week because it's gonna be time for the series finale of Lost.
Hell's
And,
yes.
I am sorry if I
Cannot
blew out
wait.
your eardrums there, but I am so excited yet
Oh
also.
my God.
Cannot
Really
wait
sad
for
about
you
that.
all
Man,
to be
I-
disappointed.
I think
Just bite me,
Chepo
man.
just killing the vibe.
I think I'm
man.
wet.
I love it.
Now,
I'm sorry, I like the end of Battlestar, all right? So don't trust me.
Whoa!
Whoa! And
get the
Chepo, and
fuck
somehow
out.
Chepo had to
Open
relieve
up
the
a whole
room.
new can
Chepo
of
just
worms
out.
here.
Special guest Chepo, thank
No.
you so much. Anybody come in for
No.
Spill.con, we'll get to see Karaoke Apocalypse. It'll be my first time.
Hell yes.
I think it's gonna be a blast.
Are you playing before then?
And now part of the
Okay,
Part-
well,
part-
then it'll be my first time there too.
something
I
new.
will
I'll be
perform.
instituting the Leog intern program. I'm gonna next week's show, which will not be all about Lost, but will be partly about Lost.
We
I
should
think,
all
I
be
think
about
Grant's
Lost.
gonna drive that show.
Good lord.
Yes.
God.
Oh yes.
Because
With this
some people don't
special
believe
psychic.
Grant is like a made man, a full member. So this will be his chance to prove it to everyone. All eyes will be on you, Grant. Can you handle it?
That's right.
So that means she's going to have to kill somebody.
1,000
today,
whiners
too?
just started crying into their soup.
Now, Lost will certainly be brought up because it's a series finale.
No, we're not gonna talk about
What?
But
Why are we talking about
we
Lost?
never got to.
No, we're going to talk about the 24 series.
We never got to get to Greg because Greg really wanted to talk about HBO and
We're gonna
cable
talk about
shows, and people
Smallville.
wrote in questions, and we just it was just not time for it today.
Hung.
What?
Yeah.
I love HBO shows.
Bring back
Greg.
Hung.
The Wire.
And see, I was thinking of making the show
Jonathan
about
Sudeikis.
sidekicks. The whole thing with Robin Dick Grayson taking over as Batman and
You've been
Bucky
setting it
Barnes.
up. You've been dropping hints
I
about
have.
me being your sidekick, right?
Well, I don't think of you as my sidekick.
More as his
Grant.
bottom.
Like more of like a kick
Yes.
ass, kick your
Yes.
ass.
You're more of
power
my valet. You're the Alfred to my Bruce Wayne.
You sure you don't want to hold on to these jokes for
Sloppy
next
party
week?
bottom.
You're right. These are gems. I shouldn't drop them
I think
now.
I'm more like the OMAC.
But with that, okay, clearly we have something what we're gonna do next week.
Hell yes.
It's
Tune
gonna be
in,
huge. But
motherfuckers.
whatever we do, Grant, you're driving it. That means you get all the credit and all the blame. I get to sit back and get
Where's the
drunk
crown?
next week, bitches. But for right now, let's end this with our usual sign off. Long live the league.